31? Holy
Yeah,
cow. That's crazy.
I'm an old man.
Well, happy almost birthday. That's cool.
Thank you, thank you.
Oh, well, it's good to see you guys again. Like I said, I don't know how long it'll be before Kat gets here. She could be a half hour late, she could be an hour late. I don't really know. She'll get here when she gets here. But we don't really need her for a bit, so it should be fine.
Mhm.
I have been so busy since I woke up this morning.
Whoa.
Like, my grandfather, he needed help setting up things because he wants to stream reading his poems on Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
So that takes like a few hours, considering I have to teach him everything and then reteach him the same thing just a few minutes later.
Mm-hmm. You need to write him down like a
um,
to-do list or like how to do it so you can just refer to the list anytime he gets stuck.
basically. And then I am the only one that keeps this house clean. So I had to do the dishes, I had to clean the cabinets, and somehow my family makes it dirtier than the day before after I'm done cleaning. I'm like, how do you do this? Honestly, it's getting on my nerves.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
I'm so busy with cleaning the rest of the house. I have neglected my bedroom. It is so filthy in here.
I feel that. I do the same thing. But also, I
And
enjoy cleaning other things that are not mine more than cleaning my stuff. Because it feels like an obligation when I'm cleaning my stuff.
and then I couldn't do any work yesterday for like the video editing I do for work because I had a migraine all day long. So I am behind on it. So I've been working on that since 10 this morning, but I haven't been able to do it straight through because of all the extra curricular things I've been having to do all day. So technically, I haven't had a single moment to myself all day long since I woke up at 8 a.m.
And you still don't.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're trapped with us. I'm sorry. Or you're
Technically,
welcome.
you didn't have to join for another 30 minutes. Because that's when Kat gets here.
No, we're gonna start without her. As soon as you're ready.
I mean, I'm ready whenever. That's why I joined the call.
Okay. I didn't realize. I mean, I thought you were like climbing upstairs or doing whatever. I was gonna give you a chance to get settled.
I mean, I was walking through the city, but it's not like I
Through the
couldn't
city?
hear.
How far away did you
I
park?
have a parking deck, and it
Oh.
is like a 2-minute walk max away from my apartment.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be judgmental about everything. I'm just,
You're so
fascinated about
judgmental.
your life, life habits, all the things you gotta do.
But I mean, I was also going to be making my dinner while we were doing the start of this.
Okay.
So,
Well, I was probably gonna start with you. Well, actually, I guess we could start with Ray.
it is possible for me to roleplay while
Okay.
cooking dinner.
Okay.
I already play Minecraft half the time while we're doing this D&D stuff.
How dare you?
Hearthstone the other half of the time.
I mean, I do the same, EJ. Especially whenever it's someone else's turn.
We have a lot less going on.
Yeah.
Like, for me, it's like I'm listening to a podcast that sometimes I'm a part of.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least you don't like share the screen of what you're playing and like distract other people in the call as well. I used to have a player who would just like start playing Guitar Hero and then like share it with everyone and everyone else would be distracted and he would not be paying attention at all, and then I'd ask him like, "What do you want to do?" and he'd be like, whatever everyone else says." And I'd be like, "Why are you even
Oh
here,
my
dude?"
goodness. You just like sitting with people.
Yeah, I guess so.
Like Danger, the cat that we found. She likes being in the room with everybody, but she does not want to participate in anything that we are doing. Like we'll try and like bring her in, we'll like try and hold her and stuff, and she's like, no. I just want to sit here and be in the room with the people.
Mm-hmm. Social from a distance. Yeah.
But yeah.
Alrighty. Well, let's start with Mama Swizzle. In our
Mama
last
Swizzle.
exciting session of Dungeons and Dragons, Mama Swizzle decided to just straight up murder Gohan.
I
Uh,
would never.
I
Or
believe.
Mama Swizzle.
Let's see. What was the method by which you used to kill him again?
Oh yeah, Death Touch or whatever that's called.
Yeah, inflict wounds, and then
Yes, that one.
and then you
Give
stabbed
him
him,
a little kiss,
got
a
some
little,
blood, and put it
little
on your
peck on
head.
the lips.
A
And
little peck on
Gently
the.
peck on the lips.
yikes! True love's death kiss. Mentor. I don't know. So
Okay, good. I do have the right character sheet up. So a couple of our sessions ago, I was running Dejargos.
really,
I
what?
was like, wait, this is Dejargo!
How did that happen?
I don't know how that happened. I wasn't paying attention to the name. I just brought up a character sheet.
That's hilarious.
Right, so now we have proof that Ray is at least botching the numbers. Now, whether or not Ray is actually botching the rolls that he gets, he has still yet to prove. However, this does increase the suspicion. We're on to you.
It's even more ironic because an elephant never forgets. His other character was an elephant.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we now pick up with Mama Swizzle laying on the ground in the tent, acting like they have been killed or injured by the same perpetrator who killed Gohan, and you're laying beside Gohan's corpse as well, who is horribly, shriveled and messed up and acid eaten and now stabbed in the heart, I guess, by a small
Yes.
dagger that Mama Swizzle had. So, Mama Swizzle, you wait for a while, maybe like 30 minutes or so. No one seems to notice. And you don't even hear the sounds of Qzeth being nearby anymore, as he apparently left and went somewhere else for a bit. So you're just chilling there, waiting for quite some time.
So, really quickly, EJ, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Just be aware that you are helping us to split the party. Like, it's not like we're making this be a problem. But
Basically, yeah.
What'd you say?
you're helping to split the party.
Yes. At
Half the time that we've been playing, we've been split, and we've been trying to get unsplit. But yet, you have been part of the problem.
Yes. In this particular
And
case,
I
it was
bring this
intentional.
up. I bring this up because normally it is the other way around.
Yeah. I apologize.
It's all good.
Although
No, I think it's really good.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm
It's been
glad.
entertaining. It's been entertaining.
During the time where you guys ended up splitting for like many sessions at a time into two groups of two, that one I did not intend
Yeah,
nor
no, that was
expect.
our fault.
I was
kind
like,
of. I mean, it
oh,
wasn't
okay.
really our fault, but it was our fault.
Yeah, I mean your
Well, it wasn't
characters.
my fault at least.
Yeah, your characters certainly didn't know that the other group had survived, but I didn't expect y'all to just like, all right, well, we're going to a different town now. See you guys.
Yeah, well, that was once again not my fault.
Yeah. I don't blame anyone. I'm having fun with this, so.
No, I blame the other players.
Yeah. Anyway, so eventually, Mama Swizzle, a dwarf with a fiery red beard comes back to your tent. Do you have your eyes open, or like, in what way are
No,
you
they're
laying?
closed.
Okay, are you like laying on your back, on your front?
I'm
Are you
kind of like
sprawled?
on my side.
Mm-hmm. I see. Okay. Could I have you roll deception for this whole, like, layout
I
that
forgot
you've
my dice already.
created
There
for
it is.
yourself?
All right. Ah!
Bird noises intensify.
Okay. D20, right?
Mhm.
And
How
what
long
am I
have you
rolling?
been playing D&D?
I told you I've had a very busy day today. My mind is
Yeah.
not all the way here.
I still blame you.
Deception. A +3. Okay.
What do you mean
That's a
deception,
14
right?
more.
That's not a skill in D&D.
There's a
So-
14 mark.
Well, you'll find out, I suppose. So
We'll all find out together.
this dwarf, you hear footsteps approaching. They come to a stop outside your tent flap. You hear the rustle of the canvas tent shifting a little bit. Then a gasp of surprise from a gruff Scottish voice that I can't do the accent for. And
Good.
then immediately a call for help, and these footsteps approach inside the tent, and you hear other footsteps approaching from beyond after the voice is like, we really need some help over here. Like, this is not a joke. We need to bring some more people over. And you feel some fingers on your neck for a second, but they don't seem to determine what they're wishing to, just with your feathery disposition. So they kind of shake you a little bit and jostle you, trying to wake you up. Do you open your eyes or respond to this?
I groggily, slowly respond.
And you can still only say Mama Swizzle.
I'm like, "Oh, Swizzle."
You see the dwarf with a red beard, looking down at you in concern, his big old nose peeking out through his beard, and he's got like a a little like leather cap on, and an apron for his blacksmithing, and he's just like holding his gnarled fingers on your shoulder and staring at you with wide eyes. Are you okay? What happened in here?
Oh, Swizzle. I hold my back of my head, pretending it hurts.
Oh, be careful. Here, let's not move you too much. And he immediately kind of gestures as another couple of dwarfs are entering the tent, and one of them goes over to check on Gohan while the doctor comes back again with his bag, and he's like, oh my gosh, something's happened again.
We should have never let these people into our town.
Uh,
Or not town, but whatever.
So immediately they begin to kind of tend to you and trying to make sure everything's okay. They seem to be struggling with Gohan. They try to like push on his chest a little bit, and they're like, "Oh, he seems rather cold." So there's just kind
Do
of,
they not see the dagger sticking out of his heart?
yeah, they
Yeah, can you roll for coldness? I want to know how cold he is.
no. So more or less, there's a hubbub of activity and a whirlwind of chaos for a moment or two as the dwarves are trying to both secure the perimeter, making sure there's no one else around, trying to tend to your wounds, which turn out to not actually be severe. What's going on?
I just thought of something.
Oh,
Gohan's dead. I am.
Yeah, you're
hurt.
alone.
And QZ's not
And
around?
Qzeth is missing.
Are you
Not
gonna
missing.
blame QZ?
I'm not missing. I'm run away.
Yeah, but nobody knows that.
Oh, fair enough, I guess.
Not even you know the reason that he's left, though, or the amount of time he's been
Exactly.
gone for. So
Yeah, you don't
it
even
would be
necessarily
risky
know.
for you to just try blaming your friend for some reason.
Well, I'm not going to blame him because I don't know he's gone anyways.
Gotcha. Yeah, but the dwarves might. Yes, fair enough. Anyway, so the doctor comes and tries to tend to your wound. He's like,
The
gingerly-
doctor?
Nah, no, the dwarf doctor is like, he's trying to tend to your wounds. He's like gingerly pushing on the back of your head, asking you if it hurts, etc. He doesn't seem to be able to diagnose you as effectively as he would like, considering he's not familiar with bird anatomy, and you're kind of you've got feathers everywhere, which kind of obscure whether or not you're actually that wounded. But he gives you a small concoction nonetheless. Are you injured at all right now? I think you're at full health already, right?
Yeah, I'm at full health.
Yeah, so it's just a nice, warm sensation from within, like a nice cinnamony bourbon or something, but it doesn't actually seem to give you any more increased vitality. Yeah. Sorry. So,
Same.
once the questions begin coming out after they're satisfied of the nature of the situation,
Of the Mama Swizzles.
the dwarf who originally found you asks, "So, can you tell us anything about what happened here? We can't seem to find your friend."
Mama Swizzle? Mama Swizzle! Swizzle!
Okay, we're gonna have to work out a system here. I can't understand the mama swizzling. Can you write down what happened?
I take a quill and parchment and I write Mama Swizzle? Mama Swizzle!
That is not helpful either. Are you doing this on?
Every time we fix this, it breaks. Every time. You understand, Mama says. I don't understand, Mama says.
Okay. Did you see anyone? Do you know who caused this? One swizzle for yes, two swizzles for no.
Swizzle, swizzle.
You didn't see
Never
anyone.
think of that, EJ.
What'd you say?
Why did we never think of that?
Okay, so you didn't see anyone. Well, that helps a lot. I'm sorry, it seems that your tall friend has passed, and nothing we can do to.
You
help
think
at
that
this point.
it's me that they're referring to?
If you can bring his body back to a town within a day, and if you have enough money to pay for a wizard, he might be able to revive him. But we don't have the facilities for that. So, I came in here originally to tell you that the motorbike is about done, but I suppose that's the least of your concerns right now. So if you and your friend and your other friend, who is no more, want to take off, and your other friend who's also no. What is happening around here? Anyway, you might be able to revive him if you act quickly and if you have the facilities to pay for some high level magic, but it's not a good likelihood that you'll make it in time considering how far out we are from the bulk of civilization. Anyway, do you know where your friend is? He seems to be missing.
Mama Swizzle?
Yes, the other feathered one. He has not been seen in the past 10 minutes at least. We were trying to look for him to tell him about the motorbike.
Swizzle. Swizzle,
Haven't seen him.
swizzle.
Well, I suppose we'll search the area for any clues in the surrounding forest a little bit. Something strange appears to be afoot. Well, don't worry your elderly head. We'll take care of the situation and make sure you're well taken care of. Also, the one of our friends got stung by a lot of bees, and he was complaining about someone in the forest. We'll keep an eye out for him. Do you happen to know of anyone with antlers that
Swizzle?
might be important?
You just see
to this?
fear and color just drain out of her feathers.
Wow, look at all those black feathers turning white.
I see these feathers and I want them painted black.
He goes, Do you know the creature that's out there?
Swizzle.
Yeti, isn't it?
That's a one swizzle for yes. Huh. Well, that's concerning. What can we do? You seem worried about it. Can we fight it?
Mama Swizzle just darts under the bed sheets or whatever is nearby.
Oh, pardon there, old timer. Calm down. We'll take care of you. All right. It's all right.
I don't feel like Mama Swizzle's gonna end up liking this dwarf more than me.
All right. Well, just stay here. Keep an eye out for your friend if he comes back. We will leave a couple of our friends here to look after you, and the rest of us will try to look for your friend and secure the area. And we'll take care of the demon out there if it becomes necessary. Sound good?
Swizzle.
Very well.
Sizzle away. Swizzle, swizzle,
Sorry for your
swizzle.
loss, by the way. We'll bury him if you'd like.
Swizzle.
And he nods and leaves the tent. And yeah, what do you want to do for the next? Because you're just gonna be sitting there with a guarded escort taking care of you, basically, for the next.
I would
Until
like to
something
try to
changes.
find a way to get high as possible. Because I want to see if I can recognize that horned creature from where I am.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, do you want to do that immediately upon being left alone, except with two dwarves in this tent?
moment,
Yeah,
I
but I
thought
don't
you
want to
meant-
make it look like I'm in a hurry.
Mm-hmm.
For a moment, I thought you meant that you were going to start looking for like mushrooms in the forest. I was like, how's that gonna be productive?
Alright, let's say first we'll go over to Qzeth and we'll come back to
Alright, sounds
you
good.
trying to climb high somewhere. Qzeth, we last left off with you being approached by some unknown creature, some like tabaxi looking dude, who's basically just like Tony the Tiger or something.
I knew it!
In, like,
I
a
knew that
monk.
it was my character.
He's in like a monk type toga type thing, made of animal skin, and he has two like chained long chains with blades on the ends that he holds by his sides. And he introduced himself as Janus and didn't give too many more details about his identity, his purpose for being there, or anything. He just said, Qzeth, it is time you learned the way of the mountain. And he said that he was sent by the Untitled Goose. Yes, Ray.
Please tell me the tiger's wearing tiger skin.
Oh no! Oh, that would be so. Oh, no, he's not.
Yeah, he comes from an ancient tribe where they had to hunt their own kind to prove that they were a man.
Yikes! That's wow. You know, I don't even know if that's the most messed up thing we would have seen in this campaign, honestly, but that was yikes. So, he hasn't said anything, he hasn't tried to spawn any new conversation as he's been leading you. He just basically took off walking into the forest and you followed him, and you're now walking along a path, it's probably to the south and east based on the direction of the sun, but as you're kind of walking along a very loosely defined path through the forest with the sun kind of glittering through the branches of the treetops, it's just a very silent, peaceful walk, and you have no context for why you're here. Would you like to start up any conversation with him?
Yeah, no, you're not gonna like this one, but Qzeth I think just walks in silence.
Okay, that's fine. So eventually, after maybe an hour or two of walking, the trees kind of open up a little bit, and you begin to see more clearly a tall mountain that you are approaching. The same mountain that I described in last session, if you remember it, but it's kind of like a rocky. It
Rocky
ends in
roads,
like
hate that ice cream.
What?
Rocky roads, I hate that ice cream.
No, it's like a couple of small mountains that kind of form together with one taller spire in the center that kind of rises with like a sheer rock face, kind of like a bluff or something from the Badlands, and there's still some like dense vegetation that grows across the lower parts of it, until it gets higher up on the mountain. And yeah, it's just kind of a lonely, tall peak, and you appear to be heading that way. The terrain becomes a little more rocky and difficult to traverse as you get out of the dense, thick trees and into some more sparsely populated grasses and bushes. And Janice eventually begins to speak to you as you're going. He asks you, "So, what has your experience been in following the Untitled Goose?"
I mean, it's brought purpose, but I mean, not necessarily because of the goose, but my recent times have been quite crazy. However, the goose has led me to the decisions I have been making. No regrets yet.
That is good. That is good. Might I ask how you stumbled upon the Untitled Goose and pledged your loyalty to him to begin with?
You see, that's a part of my my player's background that I had not yet written about. So.
I see. We each have a story. I am sure yours is interesting for once you speak of it.
Yeah, so I mean, the goose comes to us all in interesting ways. I had a bit of a rough early years. I mean, I've mostly been what I've been thinking about on this walk. But the goose, it's shown me that there are better things for me.
The same is true of me.
So, I guess while we're talking, why are we here? Where are you exactly taking me?
Well, I am to show you 3 things. Something you will already know, something you will soon know, and something that you may never know. Long story short, I am working at the behest of the Entitled Goose, who leads me the same as he leads you. And
He's the ghost of Christmas past.
It's also Goosemas Past. Don't try and rename these holidays. It's always been Goosemas.
I did not know of your existence until recently, but despite never meeting you, I was shown some visions and told some things that I should pass on to you. And I hope that I can be helpful on your journey, though I may not be your teacher for very long. Apologies if my socializing is abnormal. It's been a while since I've spoken to anyone.
I've been needing the silence anyway.
With that, he nods and he goes back to being silent for a while as you continue climbing up the mountain. Unless you interject anymore.
Yeah, I probably would one at least. Moving hands and stuff, putting things away. Yeah. Oh, what was I gonna say? Crap! Give me a moment.
Me every time someone else starts talking.
Give me a moment. Yeah, this is what he would start with. So how much further do we have to go? Not that I'm in a rush, but
We will go halfway up the mountain, and then we will continue on to the summit, or close to it. Are you up for a day of hiking?
I'm always up for hiking. It's peaceful, but
A good man.
I suppose I should ask: is there turning back at any point, or am I? Now that I've started the journey, is
Well, we always
must I
have a
continue?
choice to continue and push on, or to turn back. But I hope that you will continue on. That is one of the lessons.
Because I'm leaving someone behind, and
Hmm,
they, well, we didn't end things in great terms.
I see.
Well, I'm leaving someone's behind, perhaps.
I see. I do not know too much about them. What I have been shown is that this is important for you and it will help you for the future and perhaps to help them as well. Your friends, of course, they have some troubles of their own,
Indeed.
but at the moment they are safe, as far as I know.
Well, I suppose that's all the reassurance I'll be getting.
He grunts once more.
Yeah, I don't think that there's much that QZ has questions about right now.
Mm-hmm. Okie dokie. Well, as you make your way up the mountain quite a ways, you rely on your monk training to like take deep breaths and kind of
Oh,
reduce
the air
the.
gets thin.
No, not quite that thin. It's not the tallest mountain in the world. It's just like not getting exhausted from climbing up a tall mountain.
Oh, so this
It's like
subject is
a
a
lot
better
of stairs.
climber than me.
He might ask as you're going. Um, so I see your wings. They are no more. You cannot fly to the greatest heights such easily anymore.
I mean, at all, quite honestly. There, I, I don't want to talk about
Does this trouble you?
it. You recall how I ended things on bad terms? Well, let's just say it's related to that.
This happened recently? Seems
No,
like old scars.
very old scars, but new information can open old wounds.
Hmm. Truth often is like a blade. It cuts both ways. Well, I am sorry for this pain. Do you seek any restoration? Perhaps a wizard or some other means could restore their functionality. Give you back a gift that you once had.
I hardly remember how it was to fly.
Hmm.
I suppose, but personally, I always felt that it was a challenge that the Untitled Goose gave me, and that there was a reason for it.
This is true. We often go through hardships to become better people forged in the fires of the tragedy set before us. But that does not mean the tragedies have to last forever.
Well, I don't think I'm ready for this to end yet.
Very well. Each of our paths takes a different appearance as we climb the mountain. But I will say, it is important to continue climbing, even when things are tough. We all must develop the gifts that we have been given and reach our fullest potential when we can. We master ourselves in order to help others.
Oh, I have no intention on slowing down anytime soon.
That is good, because your friends will need your help. They are troubled individuals. Your friends ride the pendulum from good to evil, evil to good, and they need your sturdy heart to anchor them back towards the light. He kind of like takes a moment to stop and like pat where your heart is on your chest. Gives you a look. Then he turns back to walking.
I feared something like that was the case. I could sense that there was trouble in all of them. I will say, I thought that I would have help along the way with, well, I suppose you don't know their names, but they're before it was just the. How many would it be? I'm trying to think. This is out of character. 1, 2, 3. Before it was just the 3 of us and, well, 4 of us. There was one more back in that village, which I must also get back to as well. Do you know about the giant rift in the plains?
No, this knowledge escapes me. The Untitled Goose gave me a couple of visions last night, but all I know is your current situation, more or less. I am not aware of the future nor the past. But I do know that Mama Swizzle is afflicted with a dark curse. The more it grows, the more she will lose herself, and the more influence the Raven will have over the land of the living, which is very bad. Do not underestimate the Raven. I would disarm Mama Swizzle if you could, or
I didn't think that Mama Swizzle was. I mean, I suspected that she could have had turns for evil, but
she
there's that
herself, I would not
curse.
say, is
Is
evil.
it the curse?
There is a difference between your friend and the entity that seeks to overwhelm her, and she is in as much trouble as those around her with it in play. I would not say that death is the only solution, but it is certainly one that must be taken into consideration should things get too bad. But you always seem to find a way to help.
I
Even when there's...
refuse to believe that killing is a way to fix this.
I hope the same, though I do not know what the future may hold. Just be careful. Because though she may not mean to, she could cause great harm to you, to your friends, to everyone around her, if this is not taken care of quickly. We are almost there.
I will. I suppose I'll do my best in the future not to let my guard down.
Yes. From what I know, she has a good and mischievous heart, but she is having some uh, how do you say, some control taken from her.
Do you know what it is that is doing this to her?
The thorns in her heart were placed by the queen of the Shadowfell, the Raven Queen. She's well known about the Only in Whispers. Much
Literally
better
everything's a
than
bird.
most. What? What did you say?
Said literally everything's a bird.
It's because of y'all. When we started this campaign, I had no plans for there to be birds everywhere.
What? What? I'll have to remind myself later, but like you named the D&D Beyond campaign to something like Bird Brains or something.
Yeah, it's just a placeholder. It's not relevant. If you want it to be
No,
changed,
but it's fitting. It's fitting. That's the problem.
All right. Uh, yeah. So you asked what was causing this, and he says the Raven.
What do you think QZ could know about the Raven? He kind of like came to gods a little bit later in his life. Like he hasn't been religious very long. Do you think that he would know anything about this?
Probably not. What you said you knew about the the schism between the mountain goose and the cave goose, right? So just knowing that difference might give you just the faintest idea about the different, I don't know, manifestations of this goosey entities, I guess. So I don't know. You
The
probably
bird
would only
brains,
have
as the
heard.
gods are called.
You probably would have only heard hushed whispers about.
So I might have heard that there was a god that was a raven, or not a god necessarily, but a being that
Yeah,
was called the Raven.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Just hushed whispers. Perhaps you may have heard small snippets of history about how um, her worshippers kind of caused problems in the past, that kind of thing. But
Okay.
it's all kind of long forgotten history that was far removed
I
from.
hate history.
Yeah. Yeah, being only a 3-year-old monk bird who's grown up with criminals, it probably wouldn't have been something you encountered all that much.
Yeah.
Which does bring up a question how this guy knows what he knows, but you haven't really asked him about his history.
Well, he said that the god told him that that was good enough for you to eat.
Mm-hmm. Anything else you'd like to ask him before we move over to Mama Swizzle again?
Oh, actually, no, that does bring a good question, though. You say that you've spoken with the Untitled Goose. I've never had that formal of relations with him, really. What is it like?
To hear the goose speak, I have not heard him speak directly. It's mostly dreams and visions. Usually when I am meditating and practicing my weaponry, and he kind of twirls his blades for a second, that is how I focus my mind. It is not very traditional, I know, but I train my body to be a weapon best I can be, and I hope to train others so that the next generations are even better than I.
The Untitled Goose does wish us to be strong.
Yes. Forces of nature meant to be honed and crafted, being the best we can be for the benefit of those around us. Though I have not seen many around me in some time. I have been mainly communing and studying for years. But as far as the relationship goes, it is Tenuous at best. I have been taught many things that I did not appreciate until having time to think to myself and relax, or not so much relax, but process, away from the hubbub and the applause and the needs.
I do find that meditation is the best way of reflecting.
And that will be another of the lessons once we finally get up this long mountain path. I will give you some silence as we finish our journey towards my home.
Yay, silence.
Mama Swizzle, the tent flap just kind of swung closed behind the others that were leaving to go out and look for evidence of foul play, or for Guzith's disappearance, or for the antlered dude that was supposedly witnessed but has disappeared. How would you like to handle this? There are two rather short, even for dwarven standards, dwarves that are holding some, crude battle axes loosely by their sides. They're kind of like the head of the axe is leaning on the ground, and they're just kind of loosely holding the handle upside down as they sit on the cot beside you, one across from you and one beside you. And yeah, they're just chilling in there, trying not to look at the dead body that's been pushed to the side. Oh, you're muted, Ray. Sorry.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay. I get off my cot and I just head right out of the tent.
Excuse me. Oh, where is
Mama
she? Do you stop, or
I stop for a second when I hear "excuse me."
where are you going, old timer?
That's the first time an excuse me has ever stopped Mama Swizzle.
You're so right.
Mama Swizzle, Mama Swizzle squats.
Oh. Do you mind if we keep an eye on you anyway, just to be sure you're safe? Okay. Well, don't go far. We'll stand outside the tent so we can at least be nearby in case anything goes wrong. Just shout if you need us, okay?
Mama Swizzle.
All right. And they both stand and they come with you outside the tent, but then they just kind of remain there. As you, I guess, go off into the woods to
Climb a
relieve
tree.
yourself.
Relieve.
Yeah.
No, I don't relieve myself. I just climb a tree, try to get up as high as I can.
Yeah, they're not exactly watching you as you kind of disappear past the bushes and trees.
I'm glad that the dwarves are not pervert.
And you find yourself a tree to
A nice tall tree.
yes, a large oak you find rather quickly. And
Just like a bird.
just go ahead and
Mama
roll me
Swizzle
dexterity.
prefers to take
You're an
crap from a
lady.
height.
For an old lady, I've got some decent decks.
Mm-hmm.
Will a 15 do?
Yeah, it's fine. It's a big sturdy tree with large, like, many branches for you to kind of weasel your feathery fingers around and wrench yourself up into the treetops, disturbing a couple of small birds in like a little nest, and they immediately like fly away and begin squawking angrily as as you shake the whole tree a little bit, and you peek over the landscape, seeing down into the forest and in the general surrounding area. You can see the nature kind of being disturbed a little bit by these patrols of dwarves now wandering the area. But you do quickly uploaded evil PNG. When the character says your friends are safe and they don't know the chaos is already happening. Oh no.
I'm missing a meme, I feel.
Ouch, yeah, in the chat.
I shared it in the chat here.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up.
So Ray, you do see very quickly. No perception check needed.
Okay.
Off a little bit to the east, you see a glow coming from the forest. It is a green and blue glow.
Do I recognize that glow?
Yeah, it seems familiar to the manifestations you've seen of Sylvanas. It's not quite the exact effect that would be had if you just saw Sylvanas like arms crossed leaning against a tree waiting for you, but that it has the same kind of vibe you get as though like you're aware he's waiting for you even though you can't quite see him directly.
I will wild shape into a monkey and make my way across the trees towards that area, but I'll try to stay as hidden as possible.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, you monkey your way like
Oh, wait.
300 feet, 400
Beautiful.
feet, etc., closer to this this glow coming from a small clearing, and as you begin to peek through a opening in the trees, you see Sylvanas standing in a clearing. He is currently petting like a large tortoise and just kind of like gently smoothing its back as it like looks up. It seems to be a decently young tortoise, all things considered, but it's still, you know, rather large, like half of a human size, which is about your size, Mama Swizzle. So just natural wild tortoise. And Sylvanas turns his, you know, large antlers, kind of imposingly, making his form more angular and thorny as he turns to look disapprovingly at you as you approach, as though he's acutely aware of the nature and the area and how you lack fitting into it at this point. So he just kind of looks at you with piercing eyes as you hang there from, you know, tree, kind of like peeking around the trunk of the tree, and he just waits for you to approach.
Oh, I'm gonna have to approach him, ain't I?
But he does seem to be there in physical form, not just like one of the visions you've had or one of the dreams, which is what you usually see. This seems to be real, like the actual, his avatar or something is showing up, which is something that hasn't happened to you in 250 years.
Okay, so I would like to... You know what? Mama Swizzle is just gonna swizzle out on him.
What does swizzling out mean? She's gonna Hulk
Oh,
out?
we know. Oh, we know.
Oh
We all
no.
know.
She's
Yeah.
just going to spider monkey her way off of the tree and try to grab onto his face.
Oh boy. Yeah. In your head, as soon as you see him, you might, just to help you kind of make this decision and spur you on, you might hear that same kind of sinister female voice go, "There he is, the one who's trapped you forever in your regret while he refuses to accept the past. Forget asking where he is. He is there." And then you go for it. Oh
Yep.
boy.
Takes me off. I go spider monkeying onto his face.
Oh lordy. Okay, well I guess roll the hit. Roll strength.
Roll the hit. Okay.
Yeah, you're trying to grapple him, aren't
Strength,
you?
right?
Yep.
Right. Oh, that's not good. What number is that?
Just pull up the
15.
stats for a god real quick.
And he has a plus 99 and everything.
No, not quite.
Okay, you've already
Almost
killed a baby dragon. You can kill anything now.
What did you get, Ray?
Between what, 4 people? Us 15.
Ah, yeah. As you just do a flying leap at him. He easily manages to dodge, and he kind of waves his hand, and a small little wall of grass, just like knee height, just regular wild grass, just kind of grows in front of him and twitches at his command as he waves his hand. And he seems ready, but as
Player one.
he kind of realizes I just dodged a monkey, he just kind of crosses his arm and the grass withers, and he's just kind of staring at you like, really? Really?
Just stopped working.
You think you're a match for me, bro? But you're more than welcome to continue being angry at him. That is perfectly acceptable.
Okay, can I use my stone hand in monkey form as magic?
I would say your wild shape does kind of like supersede it. It like grows flesh over the arm, so it kind of like is encased and not really visible, because we haven't really dealt with the logistics of that in the past. So I'd say since all your like items and your gear and stuff kind of melds into your wild shape form, just in the same way your stone hand would do the same thing.
Okay.
Stone hand's like a. I don't know.
I would like to
That's the way I'm choosing to do it.
disable
Yeah, no,
my
that's your choice.
wild shape
Mm-hmm.
and go right into a half arm or full arm, however big my curse is, stone bullet at him.
Oh, magic stone? Yeah.
The entire
Okay.
arm.
Roll to
Yes.
hit.
Her arm. Well, last time I got a bonus just for a wrist.
So he holds out his hand and he's like, all I want is whatever you're using to supersede the curse. Oh my god! And then
Oh, I got 20.
oh my gosh!
He's too
what I
busy
mean?
talking.
See what I mean? See what I mean?
You got me monologuing.
Don't you know you're supposed to let a god speak?
It's a demigod. What can I say except you're welcome? Okay,
well,
let's see. I need
magic
to put a couple
is
numbers
1d6.
down real quick if this is gonna happen.
Right.
Oh boy.
1d6 plus 4 if this casts spell again and 0 Right,
Oh, that was the wrong stat block. My bad. Could I ask for your HP right now, Mama Swizzle, just so I don't have to look it up?
28.
28. And what's your whatchamacallit? Your armor class?
Armor class 16.
Okay.
AC, BC.
Okay. Good enough. Okay.
Wait, that's not 6.
So, what did you get on your damage roll?
I'm trying to find my. Oh, it's the square one. Okay.
The square one?
I got a 5 plus 4 equals 9.
Okay, and then double it because of the crit.
That would be
Double it
8.
and pass it to the next person.
18.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So yeah, you hear once again that kind of female voice kind of let loose a rageful cry, adding to your own as you just launch your entire like arm from the just not quite the. I don't think the curse is quite spread to your shoulder yet, if I remember correctly, but it's like close. So that entire section of your arm just falls off and like a clawed punch just kind of going straight at his face, and he doesn't manage to dodge it in time. It slams straight into the side of his temple and kind of catches in his antlers, kind of knocking him off balance and causing a large gash across the side of his face. And immediately, golden ichor, blood of the gods, just begins to like kind of drip off of his face and kind of flow down his cheek, dropping a couple, a large spurt of it onto the turtle right beside him, and kind of sinking into the dirt, which quickly kind of absorbs it and begins to glow just a little bit with some. What'd you say?
Can you grab the
Sorry, my roommates are here.
Oh, no problem. Hi. So yes, just a small, decently sized gash actually in his head, and blood begins to seep down the side of his face, and he just kind of looks at you. His brown eyes just suddenly like narrowing
Potatoes, Charlotte. Chicken. Chicken.
narrowing
No,
in
take those.
fury, and he's like, I came here because you are finding ways around the sorry, I'm speaking this way too slowly because this is in combat and you're like attacking, so it has to be really quick since you're probably going to attack again. By the way, after your arm kind of flies past him, it then like goes back to your arm and you catch it again like Captain America. All the while he's just trying to say, I just want those rings because you're superseding this curse. I thought about the spells, I thought about the, translations. I didn't think about you tying yourself to some other entity and also finding a way to escape my control for a bit. How are you even doing that? So he doesn't attack for this. He's just basically yelling at you and talking at you. Do you attack again?
Let's see if I can do something worse to him.
I mean, that was effective. You got a nat 20.
Yeah, but it's not like I'm gonna get nat 20 all the time. I would like to use
He still
Call
has
Lightning.
97% of his health.
Holy cow. I'd
Call
like to
Lightning.
use Call Lightning on him.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So a storm, 60 foot, 10 feet tall. When you cast, choose a point. Okay, I point at him. Must do a dex saving throw of 15 or take the full damage of 3d10. At higher levels, you cast a spell of a 4 slot. Okay, I don't have 4 slot. Okay. If you're outdoor in stormy conditions, what's the conditions?
It's currently slightly cloudy. Mostly mostly sunny.
Okay, never mind. Mostly sunny.
Mm.
All right, so okay, he has to do a saving throw of Dex 15, or take full 3d10 of damage. Where's my
Okie dokie.
10? Okay, that's the
Oh.
10.
You might fail it. What's the DC?
6, 10, 16, 26 is the full damage.
Nice. What's your spell save DC again?
My spell DC?
Yeah, your spell DC.
15.
Oh, he exactly met it. Oh, so I think that goes to him then. But
Does?
he still
Means that
takes-
you have to do rock, paper, scissors to decide.
Ha 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 ha.
Yeah,
So I think he does take half damage on that, right? That's what happens.
if he makes it, he takes half damage.
Okay. So 26 divided by 2 is 13. So could you describe Call Lightning for me as you do this real quick?
So right after I get my arm back, I start making swirling motions with my hands, and a cloud starts swarming above him. And as soon as the lightning looks like it's ready to build up, I just go like this, and the lightning just shoots down.
Like a lightning rod, it just like hits his antlers and kind of scatters across his form and hits the ground all around him, kind of dissipating a little bit some of the impact, but still kind of frying him a little bit. And you can see kind of smoke billowing from his loose clothes, and which are mostly just kind of formed from like woven grasses and stuff. And he just, ugh! You absolute fool! He can see you doing all of this, and he gestures to your side.
You stop. The mic cut out after
Oh,
absolute full.
okay, sorry. 1 second.
Maybe
Let me read something. Where the heck? I lost my notes. I'm sorry. Okay, whatever. We'll get to that later. Anyway, yeah, he's just like, you fool, and then he's seems like he's willing to attack you now. Sorry, I'm very distracted. 1 second.
He attack, he protect, but he also,
Um,
Okay. I'm gonna rejoin on my computer.
okay. Why? I feel like my brain has just like short-circuited. Like I had three trains of thought. They all crashed, and now I'm like trying to pick up the pieces and remember what in the world I was talking about.
Dum 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 dum.
Dum
It's my
dum.
brain shutting off and rebooting. So yeah, he seems like he's not even taking you seriously at first, like thinking you're too weak to dare challenge a god, but he is just like, you absolute. Gah, why do you and your kind always have to be so difficult? And rolls up his like woven sleeves, cracks his knuckles, and just begins to kind of wave his hands, causing all of nature in the area to kind of like begin reacting to his call. Tree roots begin to twist and creak as they pop out of the earth, and the grass begins to kind of wrap around your legs, and the trees and leaves and branches all begin to like drop leaves as the wind picks up and begins to swirl around the clearing. Meanwhile, some of the wildlife that was in the area, like the bluebirds or whatever that you disturbed earlier, suddenly begin to kind of like swirling around and begin to kind of land in the windy branches nearby, just watching you as this whole situation is unfolding. Could you roll me a dexterity saving throw as the grass is kind of like closing in around your legs?
All right. I got a +3. Give me a dirty 20 or a not 20. Oh, well, not exactly. It's a little better than a dirty 20. 22.
That's certainly enough. So yeah, you managed to kind of resist it, and pulling down with your own like druidic magic, you managed to kind of push aside the influence of Sylvanus, the god of nature yourself, and you impose your own druidic will upon nature, keeping this grass at bay and creating a small bubble of kind of safety around yourself, even as nature is kind of swirling in anger around you, responding to the call of Sylvanus. And he just kind of narrows his eyes at you. You hear the voice in your head once again say, "You cannot be defeated in this fight. If you defeat him, you're free. If he defeats you, you get the death that you want. If you are not defeated, you remain alive. I see only ways. I see only wins here." Something like that. You've not really lost in any case. Well, I think Sylvanus will say...
Mama Swizzle, remember the power of friendship.
Oh, I found the note that I was struggling to find. So he's like, "You fool! The age of iron and stone encroaches ever deeper into my wild woods, but my power has not grown so little that I cannot
Throw
repel
another
an
thing at him while he's
insignificant
monologuing.
weakling like you." What did you say, Pumpkin?
I said throw another thing at him while he's monologuing.
I know, right?
Sure, fine. This will be your last free attack before he like... Yeah, technically he used his... He was doing something to try to hold your legs and you escaped that. So yeah, sure. Go ahead and punch him in the face again if you want.
Yeah, I really don't have a lot of attack abilities, so I'm just gonna do my full arm, rocket arm attack.
Rocket arm. Man,
Okay,
we
so
need like some battle music. I didn't prepare anything like that. Maybe I can find something on Tailspire.
11
Wow.
plus 7 is 18. Does that hit?
18. Let's see. That actually does not hit.
That's just DC. Dang it.
No, that does not hit.
It's like I need a nat 20 in order to hit him.
Let's see. Just changing something on the fly as I try to
Changing.
boot up this thing. My brain's so scattered right now, I can't even find the name of the game I'm looking for. I was trying to pull up Tailspire so I can get some music going if we want some. Obviously, I didn't
That'd
have
be
a
fine.
map prepared for this battle arena. I probably should have. um, all right, so yeah, once again you shoot your arm forward, and this time Sylvanus just kind of he like dissolves as though he's like disappearing into the grass itself, and then you see kind of grass rustling as his form kind of zips through it, almost like a little wind gust of his own, and then he pops out of some more grass, a little clump off to your right, and he just completely dodges this attack. He does still seem to be in physical form, though, despite him basically having the ability to kind of teleport through nature, more or less, like that one spell that lets you duck into a tree and then pop out of another tree elsewhere, if you're familiar with that one. It's like that, but with even grass, it seems. Let's see. Okay, so now are you going to use any movement, by the way? Would you like to essentially imagine like a circular clearing, and so far you, a turtle, and him are the only real entities around.
Does it look like the turtle is accidentally getting caught up in Sylvanus's attacks?
No, at this point the turtle seems to have been splashed with ichor and is just kind of like trying to lick it off its face. It's just kind of like,
Aw.
what's happened
Would
to
it
me?
take an action to go to the turtle and lick the ichor off of it?
Yes, it would be an action. You could use your movement to go towards the turtle if you'd like.
I'd like to get close to the turtle.
Okay. Yeah, so you can use your movement to get more or less right up to the turtle, and then it'll be Sylvanus' turn. Oh boy. Let's see. He's going to lift up his hands and cast them forward, sending 3 or 4 tree roots just blasting from the trees around him, and they just kind of grow towards you as though it's like a powerful punch kind of attack. And we will. Oh my gosh, you are lucky, Mama Swizza. Your dice are always in your favor. So
Believe in the heart of my dice.
so each of these, let's say they come individually, like, and you manage to just barely dodge out of the way, though it does move you away slightly from the turtle. There are now 3 like solid beams of wood, each about a foot thick, that are, they're not fully making a wall that prevents you from getting back to the turtle, but they are between the turtle and you, as they each kind of fly past and slam and embed themselves into one of the other trees on the other side of the clearing. Let's see. For a moment, let's go back over to QZ, just, to give him
Hello.
a chance to be involved. I think we'll kind of intercut back and forth a little bit here during
Sounds
this
good.
whole situation. Which I guess means I don't need to have the music ready at this point. So QZ, you and Janice finally arrive at a small little hut that appears to have been carved out of the side of the mountain. And it's a very simple little dwelling. It's basically just got kind of a curtain as the separator between the interior and exterior, but he doesn't even go towards his little cave dwelling, nor any of his little basins he's got for collecting water, or any of the little things he's got around for staying alive. He more or less ignores all of that and just brings you to a small stone clearing where you can see there's a nice little terrace kind of overlooking the forest, and he brings you there just to stand for a moment, and you stand on either side of a small kind of not quite circular, but it's like it's just a large kind of flat stone, maybe formed from lava flows long ago, so it's kind of like multi-layered and kind of smooth rock. You
Okay,
can
but
see there
what type of volcanic rock is it?
I'm unfortunately not a geologist, so I can't get too much more detailed than that. But there, you can see in the stone around here that there are a lot of like gashes in the rock, as though maybe many swords or something have been smashed into the stone and scraped across it in this particular area. And in the center, where you and Janice are kind of standing diametrically opposed to each other across, in the center there are like two what look like footprint divots in the stone, as though it's been worn away so many times from footprints being in that exact spot in the center of this kind of ring. It appears to be some kind of training area, and adding to that assumption, there are also some splintered remains of potentially some targets or something that really are the only evidence that there were targets, but it seems to be made from like woven ropes and bits of log, but the targets themselves don't seem to be present at this place at this time. So Janice, positions you on the other side of the circle from him, and he speaks once again, and he asks, "Do you know the difference between the mountain goose and the cave goose?"
There's two gooses?
No. Well, I suppose the raven and the untitled goose we serve. But I mean the schism. The religion, you could say. We are geese of the mountain, but there are those who follow the way of shadow instead.
I'm pretty sure that in the past we've said Kuzith was unaware of this, so
Oh.
I'm
I thought, okay, maybe, I don't remember. I'm sorry. I thought,
I mean,
we
so
said that you
he
knew.
definitely started as unaware of its existence,
Okay.
because otherwise he would have been incredibly suspicious of Shadow, of Ananias and everything, but he might have been told later.
Okay. My bad. Well,
That's okay.
I apologize. I thought maybe
I mean-
it must have been out of character, but you're the one who introduced the concept of like the mountain goose versus cave goose or whatever. So I
No way,
assumed
that had to have been
incorrectly.
Cat. Come on,
Yeah.
that had to have been Cat.
Sure.
I don't know. Maybe I came up with it.
Yeah, I
Been a while,
mistakenly
probably.
attributed that knowledge to Qzeth, not to Pumpkin. So, anyway, he says, the difference between them is mainly perspective. Their movement is founded on regret for what is past, and despair deeper than the darkest cave. They chose to dwell in the ashes and do not rise again. They seek only to end the pain. But the goose of the mountain sees another way. They accept that loss is a natural part of life, and what has been done cannot be undone by any amount of fury. Rather than holding a grudge in their hearts, we allow it to wash over us like a wave, and then subside, and we look ahead to the new growth left behind by the vanishing tides. And he gestures out to the distant lake that you guys had actually you didn't see earlier, because of the, like, you didn't come with Mom Swizzle and Ananias when they were mounting the giant statue, but there is a lake that you can now see with your added elevation far to the north. Not too far to the north, but farther to the north. Yeah.
Okay. Qzeth is kind of taken aback. Why would someone want to follow that first religion? It sounds horrible.
Some dig their heels in and refuse to acknowledge the lot they have been given, and they claim it is unfair. They want some reparation to be made. They expect the universe itself to change on their whim, but it does not. They cannot see that they are the ones keeping themselves in their prison instead of choosing to move on.
I see. I worry now. You know of Ananias?
A little.
They're friends. I knew very little of this cultish religion, but I knew very little of this so-called. Oh, I forgot what it was. There's the mountains and the sea, right?
The mountain
Cave.
geese and the cave,
Cave,
geese.
cave, right, cave. These cave geese.
Cat would insist they want to be called the movement.
But is that are these cave geese? Well, do you know of Shadow? Should ask.
I do not know of this shadow that you speak of, but if he is one of the cave geese, then I know they are determined and will stop at nothing to achieve their goals, even if their actions hurt others in the process.
And what are their goals?
Well, they seek to expand the influence of the Raven whom they serve. They want to bring an end to all things, more or less for revenge, for the state of the world being against their hearts. They cannot accept their heartbreak, so they break the hearts of everyone.
Okay. I I will do some questioning if I ever see them again.
They are not the reason that I teach you this. The reason I remind you of this is because of your recent heartbreaks, I suppose. I don't know. The goose has not shown me what those are, but I know that you will be soon dealing with some hardship. And it is important that you do not despair. You do not give up.
More than what I am already. That was a question.
Yo, you mean like more heartbreak than he's already
More
dealing
more than heartbreak than am I already feeling, yes.
He nods. Life will never stop. There will always be more heartbreak.
The goose teaches that this is the case, but different when you hear that it is coming soon. Kuzith is like getting almost like a little bit panicked at the thought of this.
Janice was previously in a kind of like stance that was very grounded, resolute, ready, almost as though he was about to like perform some kind of feat of combat. But upon seeing that you're kind of like getting more unbalanced and shaky and almost like faltering backward, he kind of relaxes his form, drops his weapons to the ground, and he kind of steps forward to kind of like be more comforting and put a arm or like put a hand on your elbow to kind of like give you an anchor. It is okay. You will not be alone. Most of the time. You have your friends. They can support you when you are weak, just as you will support them when they are.
We're always supposed to have each other's backs.
He nods.
Let's make this quick. I need to get back to them.
Very well. So, one thing that I am supposed to teach you, I guess, is the Untitled Goose suspects you are holding yourself back, no? He kind of gives a smirk. You may
I
blame it on
suppose
your
in
parents or
ways.
your upbringing or disability or whatever, but I say the only thing that's holding you back is you. Let's change that, shall we?
How do I stop? If it's me, then what can I do?
Take yourself right now. You are dealing with all of these things swirling in your mind. It makes you unbalanced. It makes you non-sturdy. Try to let your mind go blank. Release your frustrations and put them aside for now. Keep them out of your mind and let yourself breathe. And he kind of demonstrates like putting himself and centering his feet shoulder width apart, just kind of being very like sturdy in the spot that he was in before, across the circle from you.
Okay. QZ does the same.
Now, let's see 1 second here. Oftentimes, there are many hardships, creatures, situations, or charms that attempt to get in your head and distract your focus from what you need to achieve. Magic, enemies, wars, grief, they all tend to distract. So, and then he begins to give a more detailed explanation on how to kind of harness your chi and kind of flow it throughout your body and your mind, and keeping yourself as one, more solid system that will not easily be shaken by the circumstances around you. And he describes to you basically how to resist the effects attempting to influence your mind and retain stillness of mind even in battle. And then, without warning, he reaches down and picks up his weapons and begins to swirl them. We will practice in a moment, but I first must mention, even with the stillness of minds, sometimes there are magic charms that are very powerful from, magical creatures that try to attack. They may be powerful enough to where you must practice more, or even reduce one of your senses to retain the fortitude to resist. But for the most part, this may help you to resist being charmed or frightened, even in the face of extreme adversity. Now, we are going to try using this technique to retain focus and evade even the most deadly of attacks. Are you ready to do some training?
I'm ready.
Alright, this fight is going to be a little different because he's not actually trying to kill you. So instead of tracking hit points as, oh, I got hit, I have lost some hit points, this is going to be more like hit points are as your, like, heroic points. I'm just trying it out for the fun of it. So if you get damaged and lose some hit points, that's like your luckiness, I guess, kind of running out. So if you hit 0 luck, any more hits are going to hit you and you're going to get actually like injured. But for now, these hit points are just kind of like a measure of how heroic and lucky and whatever you manage to be. So even if you get hit for like 10 damage, a lesser hit may have, or a lesser adventurer may have gotten killed by such a hit, but you're managing to kind of dodge it. That makes sense?
Okay.
What do you think?
So basically, I have like a little shield buff.
Yeah, we're just
Like
treating
hit
your
points.
health right now as shield. Yeah. So immediately he is going to try to swing both of these chains with the blades on the end towards you in a vicious surprise attack. Go ahead and roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Roll a dexterity saving throw. Okay, sure. He loves starting that way. Oh no! Why would this happen to me? Let me see. Just
Why are you
Just
so-
default dexterity, or could I do like acrobatics?
I mean, usually for dexterity saving throws, you don't apply an ability check modifier.
Oh wait, yeah, no, you're right. I forgot that it was a saving throw. Okay,
You might
so
have
this
advantage on it, I don't
is
I mean, the addition thing.
yeah, no, I have proficiency in it. so
Okay,
it's not too much of a worry.
Mhm.
However, I did roll low. I only got a 15 total.
Okay. That is not quite enough. So these blades kind of whiz on either side of you, just barely managing to graze just like one feather in half as you kind of like flap your wings and dodge, and you're still kind of misplaced from your the stance that you were in as you kind of pivot on one foot and twist a little bit, just barely managing to, keep your footing, but not quite in the most graceful way. Granted, it was a bit of a surprise attack, so not really fair, but it does do 10 hit points of damage to you in this particular case.
Okie dokie.
Let's see. What's your max HP, by the way?
51.
Whoa, nice. And that's minus 10 there. Cool. And
Yep.
I need to get his put down as well.
So it's been 36 minutes. Where is the kitten?
I'm sure she'll be here soon. Okay, so he's still splitting his blades, one around his head and one more in front of him, kind of like acting as both defense and offense capabilities. And he says, "Should I try to hit you, or do you want to hit me?"
Do I have my weapon? am
I mean, yes, you have your gear. Everything you have, you've brought with you. Unless
Okay.
you decided to leave it in the tent with Mama Swizzle. It doesn't really matter to me. I figured you usually don't fight with a weapon, so I didn't know if you would.
No, because I got what was my javelin, right? I think it was.
Yes.
Yeah, my javelin. I've been using that lately. Yeah, I probably won't. I mean, I want to have it like with me. I brought it on the journey, but I don't know if I'll be using it for this. Maybe I set it down somewhere when we arrived or something.
It might be helpful. You can chip up those chains and stop the
Okay,
blades
well,
from hitting
at
you.
the very least, I'm not using it right now.
Fair enough.
Anyway, Qzeth is going to try and like run at him from like one side and then do like a little roll and like out of the roll try and like do a swinging kick at him.
Yeah, roll to hit.
So like, okay. The idea of this is to also be like dodging the chain as I'm running up.
Yeah.
Be a harder target. Oh my goodness! Nat 20.
Hey, nice. Very
It
nice.
hit my mouse, but I'm counting it.
Hey, I mean, you got to take what you can get when in comparison to Ray here. Got to keep up with him somehow. Okay, so yeah, roll your damage on that. I assume that would just be.
Oh yeah, I do have to do that, don't I?
Yeah, that would be helpful.
I mean, I will say my javelin doesn't do any more damage than my unarmed strikes. So, okay, d6. Alrighty, that is 8.
Nice. Good stuff. You know what? I'm gonna start up the battle music because now both of you are in a battle. And we'll just
No.
flip flop between them. Music. Let's see. I'll start sharing my screen. You guys can help me choose which music we want.
Do that one.
That one.
Do all the music.
Oh, just ignore all the items. They're just tests. Can you hear this?
Sure, they are.
I can.
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of battle do we want here?
This one sounds like a team battle.
Yeah.
Why? Because there's drums.
No, it's just a slow beat.
This seems like a glory battle.
That's true. This is more like the final battle against a boss or something. This is more of a training battle that we're
I mean,
doing.
I think it would be fairly fitting for Mama Swizzles.
That's true. That's true. We'll keep it. What do you think?
It works.
Sounds fine.
Alrighty. Is that too loud? Good volume for you guys?
We can control the
I can
volume
check
on
them.
our end if you did
Yep.
not know.
That's true. I did know. Thank you. I just wanted to make sure everyone's taken care of, okay?
Stop trying to be nice to me.
Okay.
I am very capable fixing things myself.
Okay. So yeah, you with a amazing display of agility, you kind of flip yourself and slide and manage to dodge kind of just underneath the chain as it's swinging, and then come up with another kick with your goose foot straight into his thigh, and he is unable to dodge out of the way in time, and you do manage to kind of give a tap to him. It doesn't injure him, but it does kind of knock him back and put him off balance slightly and disrupt his spinning, and he quickly regains his composure, and then he tries to swing both chains down at you in like a kind of whipping motion, causing the blades to swing towards the ground, and they will probably hurt, considering there's enough gashes in the stone to where you know that's gonna basically slice the stone if you're unable to dodge this attack. Could you roll me another dexterity saving throw?
I can. Whoa, that one is much better. I got a 26.
Very nice. Did the music just stop? Okay, I guess it loops,
It's
just not very well.
looping.
Great.
Don't worry about it.
Well, it doesn't loop very well. That's what I'm questioning. It
It's
just like stopped.
looping.
Yeah. So with a amazing display of agility, you basically just kind of like dodge and cartwheel out of the way, getting completely out of the range, and preparing yourself for the next attack. Basically storing the energy of your landing into a prepared lunge for your next whatever, as he's kind of slamming these two blades into the ground and then pulling them free as you're already in his range to do something else. What do you want to do to him now?
I'm going to. So I've kicked him. I'm probably gonna go in for like a little punch, try and just do a little bit of a fury of blows now that I'm closer to him. Yeah. So I'm gonna go in for like a punch to the face and then like one down to the ribs, to the side of the ribs after he's like falling towards the other fist. That's the goal. Now, if I don't get the first hit, I don't think I can use Fury of Blows.
I do think
After you
that's
take an
right.
attack action on your turn, you can spend one key
Oh yeah, I
to make
guess even if
two
you miss, that
unarmed
would work.
strikes.
Amanda just said she won't be able to make it.
Oh, you can just say no. You have to show up.
We'll see what happens here. Anyway, yeah, go ahead and do your rolls.
Alrighty. Not a very good hit. Let me see. 9 plus 7.
You're going
is
easy
that-
on him. You're training.
Uh,
together.
yeah, it would be a 17 to hit.
Yeah, that hits. Wait,
Okay.
wait. Hold on. Let me check his AC.
You're
Never
going
mind.
easy on him. I
Never
not
mind.
20.
17
already
does not
did.
hit, actually.
No, you don't hit.
What? His AC is same as yours.
Okay.
But then you
Good to
roll
know.
again for your flurry of blows, right?
I do, in fact. Okay, that's better. I got a 20 to hit.
Have
Dirty
him be right
20.
back.
Mm-hmm.
But that would, in fact, make collision.
It does. It do.
And with Fury of Blows now, I don't think it was this way before, but it is now 2 strikes.
Cool. That's fancy.
They do have to be my unarmed strikes, but still.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, so that's 8. 12 damage.
Nice. So
And
yeah,
I
with
take
a
away a key.
with a series of quick jabs, you kind of bap him in the face and then kind of stab him in the side a couple times. I think you said. Is that right?
Yeah. So because I imagine it this way, like I swing for a face punch and he dodges out of it, so then I just do like 2 quick jabs to the side.
Yeah, you kind of like stab into his like the dense muscle of this tiger and kind of like jab him in the muscle groups, causing him to kind of spasm a little bit as he swings his chains around, trying to like wrap you in the chains as he's like trying
Not
to
the type of
put a
bug
little
I like.
distance between. Could you roll me another dexterity saving throw?
Yes, I can.
This time with advantage because of this position he's in.
Okay. So I did get a 20 on the first one.
Nice. Well then, forget roll on the second one. Nice.
I
Can't get
mean,
better
I
than that.
rolled again and it was a 17.
Nice.
so-
Yeah. You easily managed to just kind of backflip over the chains as he's like trying to trip you up and wrap you in the chains. You just fully jump over him, and he kind of nods and both annoyed that you're dodging him, but also like impressed approval as he whips past you, and then kind of spreads his chains out again, building a little distance. You're up.
Europe is a country,
Ha ha ha.
but also it's not.
Mhm.
Okay. I think at this point, after successfully dodging it so many times, he's going to become annoyed at the chain, and he's going to take out his javelin.
Mhm. Oh, I thought you said you put it
And-
aside somewhere. But you can.
No, he
run
just
over to
wasn't
it and
using
grab
it.
Okay.
I think I decided in the end. Yeah.
Cool.
Takes out the javelin, and like braces himself, and he's going to actually just like ready an action. His goal is going to be to when the chain comes swinging by, to have it get wrapped around the javelin, so that
Mhm.
he can like pull on it.
Cool. Yeah. All right. We'll have him. Normally this would be a dexterity saving throw, but since you're doing this, I'll do it more as a contesting kind of dexterity attack thingy. So roll me dex.
Of course. No! I don't want to say the number.
Did you beat a 13? Hey, Kat, how's it going?
Did you beat a 9?
Yes. I did beat a 9. Kat, hello, how are you? I can't hear you if you're speaking. So,
Can you hear me?
oh, I can hear you now.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so I'm at beach volleyball right now.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah, but I'm sitting and I'm gonna watch him play volleyball while I listen to the campaign.
Okay, that's
Okay.
great. I'm glad that you can still participate. I hope we're not
Well,
distracting
I
you
mean
too
I'm
much.
on the phone, so
Yeah,
I
you're not
might-
gonna be able to pull up your character sheet.
yeah, I can't see my character sheet.
That should be fine.
I can roll on my phone, but you know.
Yeah, that should be fine-ish. I can help you out if need be.
Okay, appreciate that.
So, we'll just say this is probably a good timing anyway. So, Ananias, last we left off with you, you were a dragon for a while and having a good old time.
That was
And-
true. I was there.
Yes, and then you were transformed out of dragon form just after passing over the large fiery kind of hole where magma was bubbling and there was some kind of activity happening under the ground.
You should
Well, you
probably
just kind
stop
of-
the music if you're
No, it's fine.
Okay.
So,
What? This? Can y'all hear the music? I'm sorry.
no, not your
Yeah,
music.
don't worry about it.
In real life, it's there's a I'm streaming,
Don't worry about it.
sharing some battle music.
Don't worry about it.
Anyway, so Ananias had passed this fiery chasm and continued walking back towards a large spiry mountain that she'd flown over as a dragon when going to explore this area. And she was now trying to reunite with her friends. So she walked for basically the whole night, and now it's been morning for a couple of hours as she has been mounting the mountain. And now,
Mounting
Ananias,
the mountain.
Ananias, you
What else are we
hear
supposed to do with one?
you hear the sounds of metal blades kind of clashing together against stone, and you look just a little bit up the mountain as you're kind of crossing the threshold from one side of the mountain to the
The
other.
best part about this is not only does my character have no idea what's going on, but neither do I.
Yep. So you just hear metal clashing and the sounds of chains and, you know, whipping things just like on a terrace not too far away, like maybe 100 feet. And you have no idea what's happening up there, but it sounds like some kind of intense battle is going on. Would you like to go check
I
it
wish
out?
to approach.
All right, as you peek just kind of cautiously over the top of the crest of the hill, you find yourself face to face with a muscled tiger monk type dude in an animal skin who is holding two thick metal chains that are attached to large blades, and he is just swinging them like a maniac at Qzeth, who is doing backflips and dodging, and he's now holding a javelin trying to wrap the chains in a or trying to catch the chains and wrap them around his javelin so he can kind of break them loose. But
Oh my word.
what did you get, unfortunately? Qzeth, I think you failed, but I can't remember exactly what we left off with.
I did. I rolled a 9, and you did not roll a 9. You rolled
Yes.
a number that was bigger than 9, aka 13.
Yes. So unfortunately, as the blade, when it does hit your javelin and kind of wrap around it, but the blade almost hits you in the face, and you have to kind of like turn it to the side, and it quickly loses its grip on the javelin itself. It doesn't yank it out of her hands or anything, but it does not successfully yank it, the chain or the blade away from him.
You're yanking my chain.
That would do a total of 6 hit points to you.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah, and we're doing hit
All
points
right.
for this fight, by the way, not as actual getting hurt, but as like that would have hurt if you weren't lucky, but now you're less lucky.
Wow,
than
that
you
would hurt.
were. Ananias. So, Ananias, now that you're here, you are interjecting into this battle. What would you like to do?
Whoa. No one's seen me yet, right? I'm just peeking through the
Nope.
bushes, right?
Yep, you're just here now.
All
What
right.
are you doing in my bushes?
Am I on the side of the weird lion guy? Or is he a tiger? What is he?
Yeah, he's like a Tabaxi tiger man. He's got
I
a
love
big. He's like, just imagine Tony the Tiger. He's that.
What? Okay, whoa. Am I? I want to flank them. I want to be behind his back. Okay.
Okay, behind the tiger.
Yeah, behind the tiger.
Okay.
On the.
Tony.
What?
I wanna sneak through the woods till I'm right behind him. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Am I doing that?
Yes. I mean, technically, the woods stop a while ago. So you're kind of peeking over the crest of a rock face, and it's just a large stone battlefield, like a lava flow that has long since ended.
Okay, then I'm hiding behind the rocks,
Okay.
and I get behind him.
Mhm.
I
Yep.
would like to wait, so I can't see my character sheet. Would
I got you.
Ethan, would you remind me what spells I have access to at this moment?
Yep, you have Chill Touch, Dancing Lights, Eldritch Blast, Mage Hand, Mage Armor, Silent Image, Charm Person, Fireball, Hellish Rebuke, Tongues, Vampiric Touch, and technically
Others.
a couple others that I...
Alright, I would like to fireball him.
Okay! Wow. Oh my gosh! One
She
problem
wants
with
to
that.
kill Pump too.
One problem with that, that
Whoa.
is a 20-foot radius circle, and Pumpkin, or Qzeth, is within... So yeah, if you targeted a point, like,
Ananias.
behind
I would like
the
to
tiger...
fireball.
If you do a point
like,
behind the
about
tiger, it will
10
get
feet-
the tiger in the range, but not
I would like
Qzeth.
to fireball about like 10 feet in front of or behind him, if that's okay.
Yeah,
So
that'll
I
work.
only hit him.
Yeah, sure. Okay. I will just go ahead and cast Fireball on your character sheet here. So, you
Yes,
cast
and roll it for
Fireball.
me.
Suddenly, Qzeth, as you're sitting there kind of facing the your opponent here that you're training with, suddenly a blast of fiery hell erupting from behind this man. He just is engulfed in a wall of flames. He turns and tries to dodge out of the way, but is not quite in time to avoid catching his tail on fire. And he kind of like
Oh.
falls forward and blasts his way out of the fire, stumbling, out of the inferno and patting his tail vigorously as he turns side by side with Qzeth to face this whatever is happening here. And he's only got one chain in his hand now, and he's just kind of looking as the smoke clears to see. Ananias, roll me stealth if you're still trying to be hidden behind that rock.
Would you roll me stealth?
I
for me?
shall. Okay. That is a 14 plus. Where's your stealth? Why can't I find it? Plus 3. So that's 17 for you. And his perception is a 16 plus 1.
Oh no. Oh no!
What did I say Ananias was? 17? Right?
17.
Okay.
That.
Cool. So technically that's a tie. But,
Yeah, what does that mean? Roll again?
There are no ties in Love and War.
I think for stealth and perception, I think perception's supposed to win, but I'm not sure. Let me Google it real quick.
Googling because we don't have the answers.
Googling because I don't know what to do.
Oh,
Googling.
huh. This one person on Reddit is
Ethan,
saying tie means no
Last
change.
night I had a dream that you were DMing and I was a dragon.
Well, that actually
And I was a different colored dragon. I was black. And it was a different campaign, but you were still the DM.
Interesting. That's cool.
I just got a water bottle thrown at me. I'm fighting in real life.
Whoa.
F.
Just scanning through Google, it looks like they're saying it
Hi,
should
Braylon.
change the current state of affairs. So I'm gonna go with you're still hidden. So Qzeth,
Wait.
could you roll me
So which
perception as
wins
well?
out?
Just without researching too extensively, I think you're still hidden.
Okay.
Alright, to perceive, I have rolled a where's perception?
You also need to roll the damage on that cat. Could you roll 8d6s? Oh wait, no, I guess I'll do that. Sorry.
Can you roll 8d6s and
I
tell me what
shall.
the answer is?
5,
16 to
5,
perceive.
3,
And don't just add them together. Don't tell me each individual dice roll, please.
Yep. Oh, my
Oh, and
God.
did I hit?
Yes.
No.
Oh, cool.
I mean, technically, you always hit with Fireball. It's just a matter of if they succeed their dexterity check to take less damage. He did not.
Wait, you always hit with fireball? I feel like
Yeah.
if you nat 1, it doesn't hit.
You don't have to roll. they have to roll a dexterity saving throw to get out of it.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
So you did 32 damage to him.
32 damage?
Yeah, which technically actually knocks him out.
Wow. Catching his tail on fire killed him. Poor guy.
He was just in such shock.
Yeah, so he's actually down to 0 HP, but since we were doing like training with QZ's punches, he's still up barely. He's like kind of limping a little bit and patting his tail out. But he looks a little toasted. He's like the cartoon image when, you know, a character just gets blown up by TNT at point blank range. They turn all black and stuff. He's just covered in soot now, and he looks very displeased. His little whiskers are like all curled and singed. So QZ, what did you roll on your perception?
16.
Okay, yeah, you do not see Ananias either. So Ananias, you're still kind of you peeked over the rock, and now you're kind of hiding back behind it.
If I move slowly enough, no one will see me.
That's always not the case.
Yeah,
well, you didn't see me, so it worked.
As far as anybody knows, the ground just ignited in fire for no reason, and engulfed this man in flames, ending your training exercise. QZ, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna scream, "Who goes there?"
Janus also kind of inches forward, grabs his other chain, and is like at the ready, looking around, but does not know what has occurred. This was magic of some kinds. Mark my words. Something draws near. Well,
speak now, show yourself, or we'll have no choice but to engage.
I don't speak or show myself.
I throw my javelin in towards the direction of the firefall.
It was just on the ground.
Don't hit your partner.
Oh wait, no, that's right. That's right. I forgot that it doesn't emit from the player. I forgot.
Yeah, no, it just comes from a
threw it like you're like, let me kill my partner.
He doesn't know that it's you.
Okay, so in that case.
For the record, I thought QZ's life was in danger.
yeah,
oh,
no,
we're
for
aware.
Sure. That's
we
completely
are
understandable. So Janus kind of inches hesitantly towards the edge of the cliff to kind of like look around, seeing as there's nothing that he can see anywhere, and he's just kind of like tiger-like reflexes, kind of prowling a little bit.
Oh my gosh.
QZ is going to run towards like the shrubbery and stuff, and just start kind of like hacking at the bushes to try and figure out where this thing is.
Okay. Ananias, do you move? Because you're like just behind the cliff face at this point. And both of them seem to be approaching the edge.
Once QZ gets within range, I grab him by the neck and I run with him.
Oh no!
Unhand me! I act like if you do that, I'm going to punch you.
Understandable. I grab him by the neck and I run with him.
I'll say you can grab him for free, just like we'll roleplay that part. You being able to like drag him by his neck and run with him against his will definitely would need some rolls though. So you try to grab him, he tries to punch at you. I'm not gonna bother rolling damage for that yet, but he's like, "That's it, stop!" And you're like dragging him away. How do you resolve this?
Well, I drag him away to get him safe.
Well, he's speaking. What do you? How do you guys want to talk to each other? I assume you immediately realize who each other are.
There's no talking going on currently. I am too busy dragging him. He's really heavy.
I have just been grabbed by the neck. I'm not gonna know who this person is. I'm just going to know that I have been grabbed by the neck.
Okay, in that case, I'm gonna roll Ananias' strength versus yours. Unless you wanted to do your dex instead.
Yeah. No, I've already been grappled. I don't think Dex would make sense.
Okay.
Okie doke.
Ananias rolled a 12 on strength.
I rolled just under that at 11.
Okay, so
the game hates
Ananias
me.
begins to drag you into the bushes. The Tiger Man realizes that there's a scuffle going on and immediately arrives, so he's gonna swing his chain and try to, like, swing this large chain with a blade on the end, whistling down towards Ananias. Ananias, could you roll me a dexterity saving throw?
Yes, you
As
can
you're
roll me
about
a
to make it-
dexterity saving
Oh,
throw.
I can, yes. I rolled it onto my keyboard.
Good task
Oh,
permission.
that's a 3 plus 3. So you got a 6.
Okay, I say to him, "Stay back, fiend!" As I get my wind knocked out of me.
Yeah, it like
I
slams
think
the blade into your shoulder and gives you a deep gash as you kind of get like knocked down a little bit.
I think QZ would recognize the voice at that point.
Mm-hmm.
He says, Ananias, let me go.
I let him go.
Okay.
Glad it was that easy.
What is going on here? Who are you?
What are you doing here, Ananias?
Leave the goose alone!
Oh, you're from Division. Oh, I'm sorry. You two know each other, correct?
Yes, she is that friend.
I see. My apologies. I would apologize more for your injury, but you did just light me on fire. And he like extinguishes another whisker.
Ananias stays in a defensive pose, standing in between him and QZ.
Ananias, it's okay. I've come here with him.
Yes, we were training together in the ways of
I look
monk
back and forth
tradition.
between them. I still have my hood on though, so you just see like the hooded self looking back and forth, flopping around.
Me or your own eyes.
Yeah, your shoulder hurts a lot now, Ananias. You took 10
I put
points of
my
damage.
right hand to cover up my shoulder. Is it bleeding profusely?
It's bleeding a good amount. Definitely more than a little.
Bleeding more than it was
I'm gonna fall to my knees.
Yeah.
And grip my shoulder.
I have some supplies to help you in my cottage if you would come with me, please. I suppose that is enough training for today, QZ. Apologies. I do not know if I could continue. But it does seem that you have gotten good at this already, seeing as your dodging, your evasion is quite good. Just
Thank you.
keep the
well, I had
stillness of mind,
practice.
and you will gain more prowess in time, I assume.
I had only just been able to clear my mind when Ananias, where have you been? Are you okay?
Yeah, we already went over this, but no, at the same time, I'm bleeding.
like from you vanished and like you were in the
Forest. Yeah.
and I mean how'd you get out?
Magic?
I mean, I was hoping for a bit
The
more
least
detail.
least satisfying explanation ever. Get over it. I disappeared because of magic, and I'm back now because of magic.
That's all Ananias says.
Oh my gosh.
Ananias, Mama Swizzled, she's not with me. But you should probably go back to her. when I left her, Gohan, had been hurt.
What? Okay. Do I remember that Gohan has been hurt? Was I there for that?
No, you were gone since last night. All of this has happened, after that.
What? Gohan's hurt? What'd y'all do?
What did you do?
It wasn't us. I mean, part of me regrets leaving them, but for the moment, no, it wasn't us. There was someone after him, and
Why?
well, Gohan has a bit of a shaded past.
Got some enemies.
Ananias doesn't say anything. Can you bandage this? I say to the tiger.
Yeah, he's already leading you towards his
Hey,
cottage during this
Johnny.
conversation, and he's grabbing a couple of bandages, and as you're still talking, he's beginning to wrap it around your shoulder to help you. And
So
possibly-
where is Mama Swizzle? I say confusedly.
I left her back with the dwarves. I assumed that the ride that they'd been working on for us is finished by now, and I would hope that she's made her way down to the nearest town to get medical assistance for Gohan.
I tilt my head to the side.
Which side, the left or the right side?
Left side. Same side where he's bandaging.
I'm sorry. Does this hurt? My hands are not that of a healer.
Mama Swizzles are.
Yes.
Okay.
Got him.
Perhaps it would be best for you both to return to her soon. I have taught you what I must, Kuzith, and it would be wise for you to return to her in
I
a moment.
D&D.
feel I have much more to learn. I worry my mind is too cluttered.
Well, as long as you are aware of that, you are winning half the battle.
Oh, G.I. Joe.
And then you see him kind of like staring off into space for a second, as though he's seeing something that neither of you are seeing. Just right at
Is
the
it
front
the
door.
real American heroes?
He kind of zones out for a moment or two. Then when he snaps back to reality, he goes, "You may have a ride coming soon to return you to your friend. We may
How
meet
can
again, we may not."
How can I re-find you?
He just kind of grumbles to himself and lets out a deep sigh. "When I am ready to return to the world, I will seek you out.
That's
I
cryptid.
have not yet been sure I was ready to return to civilization. I will meet you in... I will meet you in time. Maybe a week, maybe 2.
Can I hear this conversation?
You're still with him.
Okay.
Unless you passed
Still
out from the bandaging.
I have not. I'm still chilling, like in pain, but I'm chilling.
I'm nice enough to kill off a character he doesn't have to do, and then he adds a new character in.
Nice enough to kill off a character that is key to the development of another person in the campaign.
Oh my gosh.
Nice enough.
Nice enough
With
to
no prior
ruin
discussion.
Kiki's backstory.
I know, right?
At least he got to hear his backstory before he died.
Not all of it.
Oh no. Yowzers.
Well, I guess we're gonna have to ask around. That means, but I don't know that in character.
Mhm.
Okay. All right, so we should head back to Mama Swizzle. Where did you say she was?
With the dwarves, but I feel she would have gone to the nearest town. We best to go to the dwarves. At first, I suspect, in case she has not left yet.
As
can
I
then-
said, your ride is arriving shortly. Please, go. You will find it. And he gestures for you to go outside the door.
This man and his cryptic statements. God.
But with that, I think
Um,
we should head back to Mama Swizzle for a bit, unless you want to finish that conversation real quick. Did you have anything
No,
else
I
you were saying?
literally say this man with his cryptic statements.
Oh! Sorry, I didn't get that.
But that does end the conversation.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
I head out.
Sounds good. Give me just a moment here. I think I really need to pee.
In real life or in game?
In real life? In game? How would I
Wait,
pee
wait
in
a
game?
second. How does the DM
Yeah, just
pee in game?
a large
Is that what it
stream
is?
of yellow.
Please tell me that's not what rain is.
No.
Yep. That's God's
Oh,
rain.
dear.
DM's rain.
Every time it rains, God pees in heaven.
This is not the case. Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay.
And the children is going. La, la, la.
Adds a whole new definition to yellow snow.
So you're having a fun day, Cat?
Yeah.
Sounds like she's having a beach day.
Yeah. I have a boy over.
A boy? What?
Thank
A boy.
goodness you left them behind so that you can play D&D with your real friends.
Yeah. He's a guy I've been on a few dates with.
That's,
Oh,
And I
neat.
kind of like him.
that's good.
That's good.
But
Is
he's-
he able to hear you saying that?
Yeah.
Okay.
He knows I kind of like him.
Okay.
You can't have him hear that. You have to have him guessing the whole time.
No, he knows. No, that would be horrible. Ray, your love life sounds very
I don't have a love life. I haven't had a love life in.
In 30,000 years.
You
wish
really
there was
haven't
that
been
much
guessing
going
enough,
on.
Ray. Remember, you should be guessing.
Guessing?
Yeah, remember, you have to keep them guessing. You have to be guessing.
True.
I'm back.
If you were
guessing?
guessing, you would have. I'm practicing my splits right now. I don't
Oh.
have the splits.
Whoa.
You don't have the splits?
No.
I wish I were flexible. That would be
I
great.
can't even touch my own toes.
You literally are
Me neither.
flexible.
Me? No.
I
No,
wish
no.
I was a bull.
I'm like a foot and a half away from being able to touch my toes. That's how inflexible I am. I will like
I
freaking
can
die
touch
if I
your
ever.
toes, but I'm like way more than a
I
foot
can
and a half
touch
away.
your toes,
I'm like-
therefore you are flexible.
I'm like a
Good
few
logic.
states away from touching your toes.
Yeah, you also wouldn't do that anyway because you hate feet.
I do hate feet. You're right.
In fact,
Alright.
I don't even like my own feet because my hands and feet are the only part of me that really sweats. So
actually-
it's pretty gross.
Have what is it called?
Wow,
My
imagine,
feet out right now. The dogs
imagine
are out.
having hand and feet.
The dogs are
Sand.
out.
Anyway, when we last
Alright.
left Mama Swizzle, she had begun to attack Sylvanus, the god who has cursed her and trapped her in life for all these many years. Almost 3 centuries or
Yay.
something. She's been stuck dealing with an unending life that has been nothing but torture. And now she has a chance to take her revenge on the god who has for so long been tormenting her, disallowing her from communicating with anyone or even ending her own life. Through many different types of deaths, being crushed, being spaghettified, etc., she always comes back, and now she has a fleeting chance to change that state of affairs. But she still is woefully inadequate to take out this god on her own, in her own power. She lacks the spell slots, she lacks the power over nature, she lacks the expertise, she lacks the weaponry, and she doesn't even
And
have her
she
friends
lacks
with
the
her
resolve.
right now.
And she lacks the friends she made along the way.
But what she does have is an arm cursed by some otherworldly being beyond her comprehension. An arm that is now covered in stone, glowing with otherworldly power, and containing metal within the cracks that is enchanted by a soul of a long dead king. And with this arm and the cackling voice within her own mind, she suddenly feels the arm kind of begin transforming as though it has a mind of its own, growing into two very jagged claws and kind of fusing together as her bones kind of snap and crack a little bit. The arm seeming to
Snap,
rotate
crackle, and
and
pop.
kind of begin bulging a little bit against her own control without Mama Swizzle putting in any effort into this. Mama Swizzle, what would you like to do as you are facing off against this god? There are now 3 kind of tree trunks formed from the roots that narrowly missed you as you were trying to get to the turtle and lick the ichor off of his back.
I'd still like to do that.
Yeah, you can sneak under the logs easily and try to lick up some ichor if you want.
Yes.
Alright, interesting. Yeah, you go ahead and lap up some of this this golden liquid that came from the god who was injured,
don't
and
like
his
you
blood
calling it
dripped
golden
onto
liquid.
the turtle. As you lick it, you immediately taste a strange sensation, and it kind of like makes your tongue go numb. It's like if you have ingested gold itself, and both in color and in texture, but it also kind of spreads throughout your neck, and it's a strange sensation. It's kind of like tingly, but also spicy, like fire. That is all you notice
Like
at this
Takis?
moment. But something strange appears to be happening, but you're not aware exactly of what that strange thing is yet. In the meantime, so is that what you want to like use?
Yeah,
I'll
that's
say your action. Okay, gotcha. Sounds good.
unless you say otherwise.
I was gonna say that could be a bonus action, but nah, I'll say that's a full action probably to kind of lap up enough of it off the turtle shell for it to really
Yeah.
matter. The turtle, by the way, is also just kind of lapping it off his own face, so he's kind of doing the same thing. It is at this moment that Sylvanus kind of turns his hands and, like a puppeteer of nature, he kind of convinces the turtle, it seems, to begin turning, and his eyes go like slitted instead of how they were before, and the turtle begins turning slowly and beginning to try to like snap at you as though it is now under Sylvanus's control. Sylvanus kind of waves his hand towards you, and the turtle is like trying to come after you. Could you roll me a dexterity saving throw against this turtle? That's very slow.
16.
Yeah, you're good. you just take a few steps back, and the tortoise can't get to you in time. It rolled a 9, by the way. So, as your arm continues to bubble and kind of rotate without even your input, it begins to hurt like an insane amount. And the stone begins to kind of grow larger and larger, as though there's something bubbling up from within your arm, along the back of your forearm,
I yell out,
growing
"Mama
larger and larger.
Swizzle!"
You can still make an action and do something on your own, but your 4 fingers have now kind of fused into 2 claws and a thumb. So like 3 fingers total now, and your arm is doing this weird bubbly thing. What would you like to do?
I would like to. How far is Sylvanus from me?
35 feet across the wooded clearing. The
Oh, I
wind
only
still
walked
whips
20.
around, carrying leaves along the outskirts of this clearing.
All right. Well, I'd like to call thunder lightning one more time.
Nice.
Dex 15 save throw for him.
Okay. Oof. He definitely passes it this time. Does
Oh,
that
he
mean
passed it
takes
last
half-
time.
Oh yeah, does he take
Yeah.
half damage then?
Yep.
Okay.
10. 10. Oh! 1 second. I have to re-roll
How
that.
do I add to 20? How does the math work out on that one?
24.
24.
So 12.
Okay.
He took 1 less damage than last time.
This time your lightning strikes from an angle on the side, kind of like striking him and zipping across his body, carving deep black gashes into his flesh and continuing down, but it seems to do very little to actually stop this, powerful being who just appears to be growing even more and more angry. As the lightning kind of strikes across his face, his eyes appear to capture a little bit of the lightning, which just kind of circles around his irises, creating a sparky blue glow, like that guy from Mortal Kombat whose name I don't remember, Raiden or something? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like that kind of vibe. Let's see. Is it your turn or his turn? His turn.
His turn.
Okay. He is going to... Oh boy. Let's see what he does. Look at all his godly options.
All his godly options.
Let's see. He is going to kind of raise his arms and kind of basically do the same thing you do when you transform into a creature. He will become the form of a rhino. Just like a full-on rhino. Big ol' nose point. And he's just gonna start charging straight at you. Anti-nat 20. There is no save for you on this one. This is his to hit. So let me just calculate something real quick on rhino damage. Rhinoceros. Oof. Okay, that's an extra. Okay, 1 second.
1 Mississippi.
Okay. You take 21 points of piercing damage
That's a lot.
as you just suddenly are slammed into right in the chest by this this rhino, slamming into you and then pinning you against a tree on the outskirts of the clearing. And you see in the eyes of the rhino the same sparkly blue as it just kind of holds you there, glaring. What would you like to do, Mama Swizzle?
Okay. Okay, so is his horn piercing through me into the tree?
Yeah, I would say you're impaled right now.
Would it be
Oh, no,
possible
it's
for me to
impaled.
transform into a small animal to escape that?
Yes.
Okay, so I use my transform, my wild shape, to turn into a small animal. Probably.
How many wild shapes do you have? Do you only have 2?
That's the last. Yeah, that's the last.
Are you sure you wouldn't want to turn it into something else, like something that would be able to keep you alive longer, a bear or something big with a lot of hit points?
Well, I
Like that,
can't
maybe?
make anything big unless you're telling me the Dark Goddess is giving me the power to do that.
I'm not saying that necessarily, but what does it allow you to do? Because I thought you were allowed to do things up to
A half power or whatever that's called.
CR. I'm sure you can do more than a half at this point. Let's check the features and traits. Because you should definitely have gotten the upgrade at this point.
5.
Maybe it's just showing you the...
Well, I'm still a level 6, remember?
Yeah, I know. I'm looking at
Okay.
the wrong character sheet. Mama Swizzle's character sheet.
Wild shape. Okay, so yeah, 1/2. Max CR is 1/2 until I get to level 8.
What? I feel like that's not the case.
But apparently I can do a crocodile. What is max? C
Okay, I guess I'm wrong.
R5 animals.
Druid, wild shape, CR. Practical guide to wild shape. Oh dear.
Practical guide. So I could
Okay,
do a shark,
yeah, I
a
guess
sea
you're right.
lion,
I guess you're
giant horse.
totally right. My bad.
Giant horse. No,
Wait,
giant sea
wait.
horse.
Are you Circle of the Moon, or are you a different circle?
I'm pretty sure I'm.
That's the difference.
I'm pretty sure I'm like some kind of. What are the druid circles? Druid circles 5.
Oh, you chose Circle of the Land. Ah, that
Yeah.
would be why. Okay, yeah, you're right. Then you can only do up to a half. Well, whoops. Okay, well,
Find
up to
one
you then.
half. Let me see if I can find a decent one. Oh, I can do a black bear.
well, yeah.
What else do I have? I can do a giant Kaderi,
Giant
but I
Kidney.
can't turn into I can't turn into birds though.
Yeah, no flying speed yet.
Um,
Unless you just hop around the ground. You can pull a Kizith.
True.
Ooh, I can turn into a warhorse.
But can you turn into a horse?
A war-
A worse version.
that just sounds worse about it. Yeah, I will. Well, a boar. Wait, he turned into a boar or
He turned into a rhino.
a rhino? Oh, yeah, that's probably a higher level than. Yeah, rhino's a tier 2.
A tier 2. Oh, yeah, challenge rating.
See,
too.
yeah.
If you were a Circle of the Moon Druid, you could do that too. Sorry.
Try to
This
be a little
message
bit-
paid for by the Druids Association of America.
Thank you.
Would I get advantage on him if I were to use my last call lightning on him while he's here on me? And yes, I know it would hit me too.
Advantage on it? Well, it's him making a dexterity or a saving throw
Yeah.
either way. So
That would give me disadvantage for him instead of advantage for me.
you could also do inflict wounds on him, right? Maybe?
Oh yeah, I forgot that was a thing I had.
That's actually a touch spell. Where is
Yeah.
that though?
You know what? I'm gonna use that instead. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna use that. Let's see here.
Oh, yeah,
Build
you can.
second or higher increase by 1d10. I want to use it at my highest level,
Ooh,
inflict wounds.
nice.
So that's gonna give me 2 more rolls on top of the 3d10.
nice. Okay.
All right.
So it's a touch spell.
That's my.
So you just put your hand on.
I put my hand on his forehead and I use inflict wounds.
Okay, I think you have to make a spell attack.
I
on that.
do. Oh, it's just
But you have
I
plus
keep on
7,
dropping it.
so that's good.
Yeah. Dirty 20.
Nice, that hits.
All right. So a 10. 5d10.
Hmm
3. 10. 20. Okay, that's 3. 30. That's 4. 38. That's 5. 38 total.
Wow. Okay. So we'll say that you just kind of placed both hands on his nose and snout as he's like basically impaling you and forcing you to this tree, and you melt his nose with this black corruption that kind of spreads across his face and just kind of exposes his jaw and bones as his nose kind of dissolves and his horn falls off, dropping you to the ground, and he makes a painful rhino noise, I guess, whatever that sounds like, as he falls backward in fury, and you drop to the ground and escape his grasp. and at this moment, you're
I'd like to make a bonus action before his turn, by the way.
sure. What do you want to do?
Okay. Healing word on myself.
Yeah, go for it.
Alright. So it is a 2d4 plus 4.
Mhm.
Alright. What? Fuck, I keep on dropping this thing.
I wouldn't recommend that.
How much damage was it to him? 36, you said? Or
Yes.
Yeah, nice.
Okay, I got a 3. And a 3 plus 4. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
10.
11, 12.
3
No,
plus 3 plus
6.
4 is 10.
Oh, plus 4. Right. 10. Thank you.
No problem. Okay.
So I'm up to 17 health now.
You can use some movement if you'd like. You could probably avoid an opportunity attack because he's raring in pain right now.
Okay, so I would like to. Yeah, I'd like to start booking it towards the village, the dwarves. And meanwhile, can I free action talk into my ring?
Yeah, I would say as a free action you can talk into your ring. As you're turning to run, you begin to do that, but as you get to the wall of wind that's kind of surrounding your clearing, the wind picks up stronger and stronger as you try to escape the clearing, and it seems to be blowing you so hard you almost can't make any progress. Your words are drowned out a little bit as you yell into the ring, but your friends probably can still hear it as you're communicating. Meanwhile, you're blown back into the arena and seem to be unable to get out.
Okay, well, I yell into the ring and I say, Sylvanas is here.
I don't have the ring on.
That cat
Oh,
does.
you're right. I forgot. QZ took it off. Is it in your
Yep.
supplies, or is it like? Did you leave it somewhere?
I have it in my supplies, but
Okay,
I just
gotcha.
took it off.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, Ananias, as you're kind of heading out the door, you hear, Sylvanas is here! In Mama Swizzle's voice. I can't hear you.
I'm gonna talk into my ring and say, "Excuse me."
You're excused.
Sylvanas still kind of flopping and, pawing at his face. You're able to continue talking for a second if you like, Ananias, or Mama Swizzle, as you're kind of trapped in this arena, but you've gained some distance from him.
What? You were cut out a little bit here and there?
I said, even though you're unable to escape the ring, you've gained some distance from Sylvanas. As he's still kind of pawing at his face, you can continue to respond if you'd like.
Okay. Sylvanas is here for me.
QZ notices, obviously, that Ananias is talking to Mama Swizzle.
Do I know who
Mama
Sylvanas
Swizzle.
is?
Roll me a religion check.
Roll me a
Anyway,
religion
QZ
check.
QZ
Okay.
QZ is basically quickly trying to put his ring on to get communications as well.
You got an 8, Ananias. I would say you, in your visiting of different shrines or whatever, you have seen Sylvanas' shrine, and you might know that he's a nature god, but that's kind of it. Unless Mama Swizzle has talked to you previously about her curse and.
I doubt it.
and
I haven't heard much about it curse till last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Mhm. Someone's having a great time over there.
Sorry, what did you say?
I said someone's having a great time over there. I'm just
Yeah, I
hearing you
know.
laughing. Okay, so QZ, you put on the ring as well, and you
Yes.
were able to hear the conversation now.
Yeah, QZ immediately says, Mama Swizzle, what's wrong? Where are you?
Being attacked by Sylvanas.
We can help. Where are you?
Forest. Do I know which direction from the camp?
East, just a little bit.
East of camp.
And at this point, Qzeth and Ananias, you see a airship, like a blimp type thing, flying in from the direction more or less ahead of you, and it seems to be coming your way towards the dwarven camp already. It is going to fly past the mountain, it looks like, currently getting closer, just under the noonday sun, and you're unsure where it comes from or why it's here, but it seems to have...
Qzeth, I look to you and I point at it and I say, "You think that's Sylvanas?"
I think that is our ride. Mama
Uh-oh.
Swizzle, we're on our way. Just stay safe until we get there.
Hard to, and a lot of pain.
And at this point, Sylvanas recovers and kind of melts out of his rhino form, and instead returns to his regular form. He seems to grow taller, being more like 10 feet tall at this point as he towers down, looking at you, Mama Swizzle, and he just kind of begins stomping forward, throwing his hands forward once again, and twigs begin to shoot down from the treetops as though nature itself is turning against you and trying to stab you with 1,000 tiny little pinpricks. Could you roll me a dexterity saving throw?
All right. 19 or 16? How can I tell?
Whatever teen you want it to be.
Okay, that's a 16 plus 3, 19.
Nice. I'll say that you basically hold up your stone arm, and the stone itself, as it's still bulging and growing, kind of blocks most of the twigs. You do still take 4 damage from the twigs that do hit, but they're basically just some big thorns that hit you, and it doesn't do as much as it could have with your successful blockage. At that point, your arm kind of grows even larger and almost seems to split in half or rupture or something, and from the arm you see this black and purple ooze kind of flowing out, or the stones themselves kind of morphing, and before your eyes you witness what appears to be the dragon that you had previously fought, the black dragon, but in a ghostly kind of skeletal form, being created from this black purple ooze and the stone of your arm. And you now seem to have a full-size, well, young Dracolich that is at your command, and you hear
Sticking out of my arm!
it emerges from your arm and buds off to be its own thing, and your arm
okay.
your arm reseals into its initial form, though a little smaller. And the dragon quickly lands on all fours and looks up with a skeletal snarl at Sylvanas, who seems utterly shocked by this turn of events.
I'm shocked too, to be honest.
Yeah. Sylvanas seems a little hesitant at this point, just kind of staring in awe. What is this thing that you have done?
Mama Swizzle points at Sylvanas. Mama Swizzle! As if it's a command from the Dracolich.
It's your turn.
Okay, so I don't know what to do about the Dracolich, but yeah, Mama Swizzle tells the Dracolich, Mama Swizzle! While pointing at the god.
It doesn't even seem to need your command. It immediately snarls and lunges at him, just kind of grabbing onto his leg and just kind of like tearing it up with his claws and his teeth, just kind of bearing into it and ripping apart his calf. And Sylvanas kind of shakes it off in fury as you do whatever your action is.
Oh, I can? Okay.
Yeah.
So
Still
the
got your finger
moral of
pointed
the
right at his face.
story is basically going to be kill your enemies to make them your friends.
That's what it started to sound like, actually.
The point of the story is don't make a deal with the devil.
Okay. I'd like to use hold person on him to stop him from attacking the creature. He has to do a wisdom saving throw of 15.
Interesting. He'll probably be fine with that, but we will see what the dice say. Yeah, I'm fine with this. Oh, he nat 20.
He nat 20!
It seems that with his...
It's your father speaking.
Hi,
Hello,
father.
Dungeon Master.
Father.
Just want to let you know I'm out right now getting some milk. I have to travel some
good.
states away.
So how
Thank you
long
for
are
your
you
milk
not
update.
getting milk?
To be determined.
Oh, okay.
I just want to say,
Remember,
what was
we
your name
only
again,
won
son?
1%.
what was your name again, son? I forgot.
Richie Rich?
Are you the one with the blonde hair or the brunette?
I'm the DM, but he started responding for me,
Wait,
so I
wait.
guess he's your
Hold
son.
on, I have a son. Sorry to waste your time, y'all.
Oh,
Have
that's
a good
fine.
day.
Bring the milk back soon. We miss you.
Why is
He's like,
the milk
come back
gone?
soon and he misses you. Yeah,
That's hilarious.
he misses you more. Sorry, they
Aw.
needed my phone for a second. I didn't know why.
That's funny. So yeah, it seems
Okay, I
with
still
his,
have a bonus action.
Yeah, it seems with his godly power, you managed to kind of hold him just temporarily with like slight shimmery golden chains appearing around his body, but then they're shattered as he just kind of just one small flex of his body.
Oh, he would Murph, wouldn't he?
Murph?
Murph. Whatever you said.
I don't know what I was trying to say, I'm sorry.
You said
What's your
meh.
bonus action?
My bonus action's healing word again on
Nice.
myself.
Fair enough.
Okay, so 1d4 plus 4 because it's a first level.
Ah.
Got a 4.
4?
So that's 8.
Okay. Nice. I'm just keeping it.
Alright.
Things.
I'm using slots left and right trying to kill.
You
This-
can gain a little more distance from him or get a little closer if you want, whatever you are aiming to do, but this clearing itself is not more than, 50 feet
Yeah.
in diameter, so it's not
Yeah,
all
Can
that much
I
space.
try to like skirt the tortoise, but keep the tortoise in front of me between me and Sylvanus?
Yeah, you could use the tortoise as a human or turtle shield.
A bead shield? Yes,
Tortoise shield.
that's what I would like
Yeah.
to do, a turtle shield.
The tortoise is still trying to snap at you, but it's not very dexterous, so if you just kind of like have it on its
Yeah.
side, it'll be like, hey, why?
yeah, let's do that.
Sure, yeah, we'll say you can take cover behind the turtle. We'll see if he rolled a 2 on his attack. This poor turtle is just having a rough day. He's like, but he cannot manage to bite at you. Sylvanus, meanwhile, is going to just like try to shake this Dracolich off and grab it with his bare hands and try to yank it in half, which he successfully does easily because it's just kind of bones made of stone. But as it breaks apart, it just kind of dissolves in his hands and reforms again, falling back to the ground and scampering up him once more, trying to bite at his face this time.
That's an annoying dragon.
It's basically a dry bone skeleton. It doesn't need to be together in order to be angry.
True.
Sylvanus cries out, "Ugh! You must realize how futile this is. As surely as nature thrives on, I cannot die. I cannot falter," he shouts.
Oh, it was a good thing.
Yeah. And
Release my mortality. Surely he can understand me, though, right?
No,
what?
He's the one who put the curse on me.
What did you say?
doesn't matter.
Well,
And he'd be understood by Mama Susan.
Mama Swizzle says Mama Swizzle, Mama Swizzle, but translates as, then release my immortality.
And right as he's saying, as long as nature always thrives, I cannot falter, Ananias and Kuzith, you witness across the plains as the large hole in the earth where the magma and the fire churns. A huge eruption just blasts forth as like a large cylinder of stone from whatever this thing was that Ananias triggered from the moon, sending something crashing down into the earth. That thing now rises back again from the earth, shooting out at a huge velocity, coming with it magma and fire just spreading across the ground as stones are cast everywhere, and the earth shatters in that area, causing a large, shaking of the ground, which trembles beneath your feet, shaking the very mountain that you were standing halfway up on. As this giant ball of fire flies up in the air, it slices straight through the front of the airship that was coming towards you guys, and the ball of fire continues up past the atmosphere and just continues rising towards the moon where it came from originally, and disappears from view in a little bit of time as you're focused more on the gigantic crashing airship that's coming towards you, and the fire that rains down across the landscape. And Mama Swizzle, as you're feeling the earth suddenly shake and nature cries out, Sylvanus himself goes, "Ah!" and kind of like falls, shrinking again back down to about 6 feet tall, holding his chest for a second as he's seemingly distracted or confused, somehow weakened by this situation. Ananias and Qzeth, you witness this airship kind of like immediately begin tanking, just like, oh no, mayday, mayday, we're going down. It seems to shoot off a couple of like harpoons into the sides of the mountain to try to slow itself down and keep itself from slamming headfirst into the ground. But it doesn't seem to be doing all that much. One of these harpoons lands near you guys with a thick rope available to be grasped or cut or whatever you want to do. As it just kind of zooms by, it seems to be missing the mountainside and heading still south towards the camp, but it is going down. What would you guys like to do?
Well, it seems like that's crashing. I really hope that's not our ride.
Well, perhaps not.
Do we have a motorcycle in the works?
Yeah, we're not gonna be able to make it to that in time. Let's just hurry to Mama Swizzle.
Where did she say she was?
East of the camp, which is that way.
Okay.
Same direction that the thing is crashing.
Yikes. I guess we're gonna head that way. I'll continue clutching my wounded shoulder. Hopefully I'm still just as fast.
Nobody's
We should
gonna
be chilling.
grab the rope to, hitch a ride? Okay.
Oh,
To be fair, that
I
would be
didn't
very
understand
dangerous.
that.
Sorry, I was trying to give you guys a
yes.
way to travel fast, but I know
No,
it's
no, no,
incredibly
no,
unwise
no,
and
no.
probably
I
would
didn't
hurt.
understand your description.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
sorry,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Sorry, I was trying to say, yeah, they're like firing harpoons to try to slow themselves down. It doesn't look like it's going to do much good, but it's still going towards its destination.
Okay. Anna says that's probably not right. I'm just like, actually, on the contraire, here. And then I will grab Ananias this time instead of the opposite way around. And I will jump for the rope, and we shall be flying!
Nice. As you grab the rope, I guess, do you cut it behind you or just let it ride? Let it pull free from the
yeah,
stones
no, I
itself?
cut it behind me.
Nice. Okay, Ananias, do you resist being grabbed? And Tarzan.
I don't resist being grabbed, no.
Okay, so you and Qzeth slice the rope behind you, and you like dun 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 dun. dun you pirate
So
swing.
while falling through, I imagine that Qzeth tries to clear his mind again, and he opens his wings, and uses them to, like, almost instinctually, or like deep-seated in his childhood, like glide his way to like help like maintain control through this ball.
Absolutely. I would give you inspiration if you didn't already have it. I love it. Good stuff. So yeah, you I'll give it to you. No roll
Full
necessary.
inspiration. Congrats.
I mean, I already had inspiration. Now I have double inspiration?
I think all of us has it, and you can only have one at a time.
Yep.
No, I just double it.
Should have used it earlier.
Hurry, let me go back in time and use it.
We could just roll it again on
I've
something.
only gone back in time once.
Dang it.
So, Mama Swizzle, I believe it is your turn now. What would you
Oh,
like
how
to
about
do?
this? You make me roll, I mess up, then I use inspiration, and then it works, and then I get inspiration back.
It's an infinite inspiration glitch.
Okay, I'd like to actually. How far is Sylvanas from me now?
About 30 feet.
Shoot, he's always too far from me.
I mean, if you last thing I asked was how far you wanted to walk, you know, closer or away from him. If you want, you could just say you moved a little closer to him.
Wasn't the turtle closer to him?
The turtle is at the center of the clearing. If this clearing is only, yeah, so I guess you're 25 feet from him then.
Oh, good. That's close enough then.
Okay.
Because 25 feet is my max.
Oh.
Okay, so I'd like to run up to him as he's clenching his heart and put both my hands on him again and use inflict wounds.
Wow.
At the second level,
Okay.
which is all my second level
Mhm.
slots.
Mhm.
All right, so inflict wounds is a roll. 17 plus 7, so 24.
Whoa. Okay.
And then a 3d10. Is this my
Oh,
turn?
that was the hit.
Yeah.
Not the damage. My bad.
Yeah, that's it.
Gotcha.
Oh, wait, it's 4d10 because I'm running at the second level.
Mhm.
Okay. 9, 8, 17, 27, one more roll,
Mhm. Oh my gosh.
37.
Holy cow. That's impressive, but also that's surprising that it did almost the same amount. It did more damage than the one you casted at a high level, didn't it? That's weird.
That's crazy. I had lower rolls for the higher level one.
Mhm. So let's say as you kind of dig your hands into his head and just kind of pull at the gash you've already created in his head and just kind of like pull it loose more, widening the gash and increasing the flow of Ichor, godly blood that just kind of washes down his face and splatters across your front and onto the ground below, mixing with the weird blue or the weird purple and black ooze that
Is the Drakish Lich still alive too?
It is, and it was
Okay.
attached to him a second ago, but then it kind of fell off as he clutched himself and shrunk. So now it's mixing with the other substances and falling to the ground, which is kind of growing these strange purpley blue mushrooms from the ground that slowly begin to grow as all this is happening.
God.
But that's the least of your concerns, as you're basically just kind of ripping into this man's head, trying to pull him apart with your sheer rage. And he's kind of clutching his head and trying to get away from you at this point. And with a blast of air, he just kind of like forces you aside, and you fly across the arena and kind of roll to a stop a little ways away.
They
Where
see
the
me
dragon-
Can I
immediately-
use my one good hand wing or whatever that is to try to lessen my fall damage or whatever by using it in the air?
I would say you didn't even go high enough to actually take fall damage.
Okay.
You might take old person damage just from.
Old-
It's painful, but it's not gonna like shatter your hip or anything. It's just kind of flavor. But the dragon immediately like gloms onto him again, and just like the skull of the dragon is kind of grabbing onto his antlers and kind of dragging him one way or the other, and he's like trying to get free but also trying to antler it. He seems very distracted, and in this brief moment of respite, Mama Swizzle, you look across the clearing over the treetops and you see a flaming ball of fire rising into the sky towards the moon. Meanwhile, another slightly less flaming airship crashing straight towards you and Sylvanas, with Qzeth and Ananias hanging from a rope right behind it.
Mama Swizzle can't comprehend what she's seeing right now. One, she's too much in pain, too much in rage, and this wild thing is happening along with her wild thing.
Yeah, this is absolute mayhem
I
going
didn't
on
know
right
Mama Sizzle was a barbarian.
now. So, with a thunderous impact, this airship half, basically, the half that's remaining without most of the components, or many of the components that form the engine, just kind of deflating still, begins to slam into the tops of the trees, yanking off hundreds-year-old tree halves, and kind of gathering them up as it smashes and crashes into the clearing and comes to a stop in a large trench that it creates a little ways away. Ananias and Qzeth, I would say you could probably land without too much damage if Qzeth manages to do his glide thing. Alternately, if you have Featherfall or something like that, I think you've used your
I
monk
do.
ability to do that kind of thing
I
in the
definitely
past.
don't have Featherfall. I'm holding on to the rope with one hand, and I think Qzeth is also holding on to me at the same time.
Yeah, I am.
Mhm.
Okay.
I imagine that I had like scooped you up. So like.
Oh, you scooped me up? In that case,
Yeah, I'd recommend like you have like one hand maybe on the rope, but like one
Well,
hand
if
wrapped
you've
around
scooped
like
me up-
my neck, almost, like around my back.
if you've scooped me up, I'll have a hand wrapped around your neck, but I'll still be holding my injured shoulder, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm also kind of like using my knees to help like support your back.
How large are you?
Pretty large, I believe. Probably not as big as you. You said that you were
Yeah,
pretty tall,
I'm a
right?
6 foot, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure that's fine.
Features, traits. It's gonna be somewhere, right?
So I would say as you're beginning to like crash through the tops of trees before the clearing, you would realize that you're probably going to get dragged through like half of a tree and like get really cut up if you don't let go above the clearing, which would be about 20 feet of falling, which would be about 10 points of fall damage from what I rolled just now, unless you can reduce it with either monk abilities or magic of some kind.
Once again, I do have like the feather fall just
Yeah.
naturally or whatever.
Okay. Well,
Slow
monk
fall. I have
stuff?
slow fall.
Yeah. Gotcha.
But yeah, so I'm going to say to Ananias, this is our time to get off. It might be a bit rough of a landing.
I'm gonna hold on to him tighter, and I'm not gonna do anything. I guess he'll just have to jump off and hope for the best.
I let go.
Cool. Could you
And
remind me
I
what slow fall
use
does?
my slow fall. Use your reaction to reduce any fall damage you take by 30. Now,
Oh,
this
wow.
is not necessarily reducing the damage that Ananias
Oh, no!
would take by falling. However, I think it would kind of make sense if at least half of it.
Is Ananias landing on your back, or are you holding Ananias in your arms?
Ananias.
Okay.
So I'm holding Ananias in my arms.
In that case, roll me strength.
Okay. Yeah, that seems fair. Oh. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Plus what? Just default strength, right?
Just strength, yeah. Unless you
Oh,
want to make
no.
it like athletics instead.
Oh, I would love to make it athletics instead.
Yeah, that's fine.
I mean,
mean-
it does nothing.
If you want, you monks are able to use their dexterity instead of their strength. So,
That is technically true.
so if you'd like, you can use you can substitute your dex, but
I will
sounds
do
like you
that.
didn't roll too
And
well.
it comes out to 12 in that case.
Okay, I'll say that
Oof.
you managed to reduce the fall damage by over half, but just barely. So
Okay.
you still take 4 points of fall damage each as a result of this, because you're kind of
Yeah, because
both
I'm.
one unit at
Yeah,
this
it
point.
makes sense.
Did we already add up how much the shoulder injury did to me?
Yes. At least I think so.
What am I at?
You are currently at 35 HP out of 45.
Okay, not
Oh,
not the
still
worst
higher
I've
than
been.
me.
Yeah,
Yep.
31.
Wait, isn't that your normal?
No, I'm at 51 normally.
Oh, really? Yikes! Oh, we're all not doing too
My
hot.
max is
We're not even in
28.
combat.
Neither you or I are bloodied.
Well, that's nice.
Alright.
So wait, no, I forgot that I didn't take any damage from the pretend fight, did I? So I shouldn't have added any of that to it, should I have, EJ?
Technically, we were counting. I would say keep that damage.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Even though it was luckiness at that point, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. So, let's just go ahead and roll initiative at this point, because technically, we didn't have a turn order for you guys since you were all separate, but now that you're all together in this fight, may as well.
I got an 8.
Okay?
So, Ethan, what time is this session ending?
As soon as this fight ends, probably.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Or we could
Okay.
call it here and finish it next time.
I
you
mean, we
needing to go
did just
immediately?
arrive, and if we're rolling initiative, it's kind of a fitting place.
Sure. We can finish this fight next time and see how things go.
If y'all are okay with that.
Mhm.
Sure.
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
I just thought it would be
Yeah,
a dramatic
because-
ending to,
I like
Spoilers,
dramatic endings.
traumatic
It would be a
endings.
dramatic ending.
Well, if that's where we're going to call it then, thank you all so much for playing. It was a fun time. Hope you enjoyed this absolute chaos.
Yes, I'm very much enjoying it.
Yes, good stuff. Thank you. And thank you for
I'm very
introducing me to my
excited
long-lost
to what I
father.
have just walked in on. Easy for me to say, yeah.
Alrighty. Well,
Okay,
that's all I
I'll see y'all next week.
Bye, Kat.
Yeah.
Have
Have a
a
good
good
Bye.
night, Kat.
I love y'all.
Love you too.
Know you.
Bye, Ray. Love you,
Bye-bye.
Nathan. Love you, EJ. Love you, Ray. Actually, I don't know why I only said bye to you. Okay, that's all.
What? Oh, I see. I get it.
Wait, who was that?
Who is what?
That who was in the call this whole time?
You don't know who Kat is?
No,
Oh,
never heard of her.
okay.
Had her? I hardly know her.
Any final thoughts?
I was not expecting to fight a god. Or do that much damage and survive as long.
Yeah. Oh, I'd love to tell you what his HP is at right now. Let me just say the dragon's tune and work.
Well, we know he's not bloodied.
I
Because you were
mean,
allowed to tell us.
is-
Most
You're
of
allowed to
his-
tell us.
He is literally bloody.
Well, yes, but bloodied is the mechanic where like you can tell us just like we as characters are able to look at pretty much anything and be like, oh wow, that is at half its HP.
Mm,
Is he bloodied?
I would say I don't always use that. I sometimes do it. It just depends.
Mhm. I think it makes sense as a thing.
Yeah, I mean, if something has like 500 HP and that happens to be half, like that's still a lot of HP. So I mean,
Yeah,
it
no,
might be
but,
difficult
like,
to tell.
you-
Oh,
you-
that
you
looks like
keep
it's
in
about half
mind-
dead.
You keep, I mean, sure,
Mhm.
but like you keep in mind like what you have done so far. You know.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for playing. It was a fun time. I hope
Yep.
you all are enjoying things. We will
Oh,
see
definitely.
how this whole mess concludes next time.
Yay.
Now we got
We all
everybody fighting a
died.
god.
Oh god.
Woo.
Alrighty.
Hopefully I did enough damage we can win with everybody now.
I mean, I'll probably kick a rock at it or something.
Kick a rock at it. Yeah, it depends on if you want to kill a god, because you know that might have unintended consequences against the
I don't
everything.
know about that.
Who knows?
I'm very unadverse. read about other gods, you know? And just like, yeah, I'm pretty sure there's
You were
one.
like, oh, we can't kill the swamp people. Those savages are, they might have a lie. But you're like, a god? Yeah, that's fine.
Are
Let's kill 'em."
gods really people, though?
Maybe they once were. Who knows? Depends on the lore of which god we're talking about.
True.
Sure.
Alrighty, I'll talk to y'all later.
See ya.
Each.
Each.
Pump.
Bye, Pump Jam.
Bye.
Oh my gosh. Does Pump no longer have a Twitter?
I don't know. I haven't been on Twitter in a long time.
Oh,
Kind of gave
okay.
it up a long time ago.
Oh.
He used to have a Twitter. I know that for a fact.
Well, the reason why I asked is because I looked it up and all the Twitter ats towards him ended up being disabled, like unlinked.
Mm-hmm. Maybe he got off Twitter. I don't know.
Maybe.
Anyway,
So when I heard of the ship, I was hoping it was carrying the doctor. But we'll find out, won't we?
we will see. Alrighty. Well, thanks. Talk to you next session.
Yep.
And we'll sort out
Well,
your
you're
character
welcome
stuff.
to talk to me before then.
Oh, that's true. I'm sorry we don't hang out much. I don't know what I'm doing with my life.
We're both pretty busy. Like, I have to get straight to work after we're done talking here.
Oh, yikes. Well, I wish you luck with that.
And I need to repair my dice bag. It's tearing at the seams.
Oh, no.